Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today. Requires 2 lines of service, age validation, and credit approval, subject to system and area limits, taxes, and other fees apply.
Hear that? The sound of your antique fountain pen gliding across linen paper as you journal in the park. And if you were here, you'd be inspired by the warm breeze. But you're not here. Because your self-care happens out on the road, riding your motorcycle protected by Progressive. And the wind in your face on the road is all the inspiration you need. So if you ride, get a quote and see if you could save with Progressive, America's #1 motorcycle insurer. Now that's inspiring. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Love this little tune. Nice little Friday Let It Rip Anything Goes song. It's only me, it's only the Kimmer with Pete Davis, sidekick, producer, and sports raconteur extraordinaire. And the mechanical mangler in the booth, it's Flounder and Let It Rip Friday. And Pete, you got your wolf hat and you got Mr. Pumpkin. It's Mr. Pumpkin Potato Head with his little arms and his little legs and his little teeny hat. All right, boys, here we go. It's been a hell of a week, and we always a close-up. He's attacking the camera, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, my God. I don't think I can take it. So, it's Friday, and I'm in love. Yeah, bro. Sorry, I'm just singing the song. Anyway, Pete Davis, what's new in the mountains of making up there, sir, with your wool hat on and everything?
2 things.
All right.
1,
yeah.
Pete's tweets, maybe the greatest Pete's tweets of all time today.
All right, well, all I can say is Saturday. That's number 1. What's number 2?
What is the most useful invention, besides the telephone, what's the most useful invention ever made?
Let's see. No More Tears baby shampoo? No, that wouldn't be it. Let's see.
The internet.
Well, fire. I mean, the invention you're talking about? Microchips or something like that. You know, the transistor chips or what do they call those damn things? No?
The most useful invention ever created was the second telephone.
Hey, ho, boom. Can you hear me, Watson, right there? That second
Come
telephone.
quickly, Watson. I need you.
My God, man. 305. Flounder, what's new with you in the darkness of Booth Man's Cave in there, sir?
It's Friday, ready for the weekend.
Outstanding. Any big plans, you and Miss Veronica?
I think me and my dad are actually going to go suit shopping.
Oh, is this like wedding stuff?
Wedding stuff. And,
now you're going to go tails and all that kind of thing?
Hell no.
Are you just like a black suit?
Kind of a dark, light blue suit.
Okay, nice.
With brown shoes.
See, I know it. I'm telling you. Honestly, guys, the only time this freaks me out, every freaking Sunday morning, I get up on Sunday morning. I try to sleep late. Sometimes I get up at almost 5:55. I mean, I like talk about oversleeping. My God. So I get up and I put on Sports Center, and there's usually the NFL replayed, and then the Sports Center. And every freaking Sunday morning, I go nuts because they show all the long shots of all the guests on the Sports Center shows, and they're all wearing brown shoes with blue suits.
Well, a lot of them now wear sneakers.
Well, they all wear those sneaker shoes, yeah. I mean, in fact, I'm wearing these. These are like those. They're
similar, yeah.
They're similar. They're more like the Buck, but they do wear those athletic shoes that are kind of dressy athletic shoes with suits. I can see that if you're a sports guy. It still looks a little stupid, but I can see it if you're a sports guy. But still, even the guys who are wearing dress shoes, half the time, 90% of the time on a blue suit, they're wearing brown shoes. I mean, it's just...
It is.
No, it's wrong. It should be black or cordovan or, mahogany.
Or, as long as your belt matches, right? So if you're going to wear brown shoes, you have a brown belt.
Brown and blue. Anyway, all right, fine.
Doesn't matter.
That's a 306. Okay. We slowly start going. By the way, the Morning Bastards, the beautiful Morning Bastards, did the freaking chair thing again, by the way. I don't know what the hell's going on with those guys. They got some kind of Kimmer fatty finish or something. What? What do you got there?
I just realized I look like a yard gnome.
Yeah, a gnome. I was going to say a yard gnome would be perfect because like a purple kind of a wool cap thing going on there.
Blue and red.
Oh my God. Let's see, 306. By the way, Neil Boortz joins us today at 4 o'clock. From Parts Unknown. I don't know if he's still in Florida or at the storm, and I think he's probably taking care of business because they were still working on his condo. And so we'll see. Anyway, at 4 o'clock, Neil Boortz will join us. And we have Holy Crap at Sports, Pete's Tweets, Flounder's Funnies. And we got to do some girl stuff today. We're going to do... Now, I don't know this girl's name. Apparently, she's a big social media chick. Sort of a hottish blonde. I think she's married. Her name is Jana Hocking. And she has come out with a new theory after talking with some girlfriends about how we don't really understand that if women had their way, and this is not 100%, if most women had their way, your lovemaking would be, they'd be happier with 30 seconds compared to an hour.
Quality 30 seconds.
Quality 30 seconds. You know, they're fooling around and then bing bang quickies before lunch or something. I mean, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. And again, I don't know anything, so we're leaving me out of it. I mean, clearly, but certainly, and also there's this new Rebecca syndrome thing going around too about former partners, and it's all social media related. I mean, a lot of the stuff. So, I mean, anyway, we got a lot of stuff like that. Obviously, we'll talk about the Big Al Smith dinner last night and a lot of funny bits and funny stuff. And I just heard on the news at 3:00 they mentioned somebody was complaining or reporting that some of Donald Trump's staff members are saying that he's exhausted. I don't blame him if he is, although he doesn't sleep more than like 3 hours a night, maybe. But when I saw his speech last night, a lot of the time, I mean, he looked like he was tired. I mean, he kept looking down at the paper. He wasn't really animated as much as he normally is when he's doing like ad-lib stuff. When he's reading things, notes and jokes.
Well, it was late at night.
Yeah, and plus he's exhausted. He's got to be exhausted. So, I mean, I don't think that's a thing, but anyway, and she's going nuts, and she made it, screw up again. And we got a lot of jokey stuff. You hear a lot of funny little sound things coming up here, and a bunch of news things in the news. The Hamas leadership has picked a new guy. It's the younger brother, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, the guy who just got blown to pieces. And by the way, he tried to throw a stick at the drone. So, God bless him. I guess he's burning in hell. His last effort was to try to throw the stick, a wooden piece of stick.
Did you see after they dug him out of the rubble and his body's just laying there with his mouth open? Whoa. Yeah. He's like...
Yikes. He was missing a hand. Anyway, pardon me laughing. 309, here's the number, 404-741-1230, 741-1230. By the way, we would love to have some Kimmer babes calling in and be honest. Frankly, have you ever had a conversation with your lover? And again, we'll keep this, children listening and kids and stuff. But have you, a lady, married lady, single, whatever? If you're in a committed relationship, have you ever had a discussion or it turned out that sometimes you tell your boyfriend, well, look, you don't really have to worry about trying to, for an hour thing. Listen, just spice it up a little bit and have a. But I'm just saying, I'll give you the one line, and then we'll go back to actually newsy stuff. Here it is. Her one line says. I was chatting with the girls the other night at dinner. We posed the question, would you rather a guy last 30 seconds or 1 hour in the bedroom? We all agreed 30 seconds. And it's actually the biggest compliment ever. Well, anyway, so that's
the older.
Yep.
The older I think they get, the less.
I think that's probably true. And could be a lot of unselfishness there.
Real quick, Patricia just called and she said that as of today, Trump has been campaigning straight for 45 days.
Yeah, I mean, who just to think he's exhausted? My God, I'm exhausted, and I just worked, 5 days a week in a row. My God. What idiots, Jeez. Also, the guy's 78 years old. I mean, anyway. 311, Kimmer, Pete, and Flower. Thank you, Patricia. Appreciate it, sweetie. Also, let's see, I mentioned we got Pete's tweet. Oh, Pete, let me share something with you. Oh, two things. Okay, I want to share something with you now about a sports thing, which I think you'll find amusing. I got a note here from Scott, and it says, this is for Pete Davis on the list. Remember who Kirk Cousins played for in college?
It's from the MAC. He was in the MAC.
Michigan State University.
Just kidding.
I just
same thing.
That's where I got my master's. Anyway, so that's
Mac.
Scott thought Agnes Scott, whatever. So Scott thought you'd get a big kick out of that. By the way, now also let me ask you this: I got I do my history and birthdays and stuff like that. I've got in fact, I think I've got the whole list of them. I think I have something like 6 sports birthdays or something. So as we go along, do you have any sports birthdays in your Holy Crap at Sports?
So far, none. So I guess I'll not.
Well, no. If you're still working on it, you may have some in there that I won't use them. But I thought to myself, it's really not fair.
Ahead, use them.
And I've got I'm not all of them. I'll throw one in once in a while. But I thought it's really not fair for people who love sports don't get to know that there's a sports birthday they may apprappreciate as we go along through the day. So I'll do it. For example,
I usually don't do sports birthdays.
Yeah, but I wanted to check with you just to make sure I didn't want to step on your thing there. Thomas Hearns, 66 years old today. Was he a
Hitman?
Yeah, the Hitman, Thomas Hearns. So was he a middleweight champ? He wasn't a heavyweight. He was a middleweight, I think, wasn't he?
No, yeah, middleweight.
Middleweight, I think. Anyway, stuff like that. Okay, 404-741-1230. Great to have you aboard. Let It Rip Friday. We're going to start playing some Trump cuts. And Gaffigan, man, he destroyed the Democrat Party last night, by the way. I mean, he wrapped it up in a ball and said, you people are, he did what that guy at the TV or movie awards thing, the comedian from Britain who did the TV awards thing. What's his name? You know who I'm talking about. Who roasted him, saying, you people, I'll go blank yourself and stuff. The guy,
Ricky Gervais.
Yeah, Ricky Gervais. and it was like, only it wasn't dirty, but it was the same kind of effect. Anyway, we'll talk about it. You'll hear a lot of stuff. 3:13, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Let It Rip Friday. Let's have a little fun because it's all over at 6 o'clock. And good knows we can use it. All right, look out.
Place to be on election night is right here on XTRA 106.3. Our live commercial-free broadcast starts at 6 p.m. and goes all night until the winner is declared. And we'll have the entire XTRA crew in studio, local and national experts, and your calls live on the air all night. So grab the XTRA 106.3 app now, stream it on YouTube, or just be here live on election night with Atlanta's only conservative voice, XTRA 106.3 FM.
Neil Boortz here. Maybe you've already taken the steps to improve your health, maybe save your life. You're using a CPAP for your sleep apnea. I've been using one for well over 20 years. So right now I'm here to tell you about a source for CPAPs and CPAP supplies here in the Atlanta area. CPAPs, etc. They're in Alpharetta. They have whatever you need. Roddy and Sharon are your CPAP experts, and they'll ship nationwide. More information, CPAPs.com.
Hey, Atlanta, it's Mark from the Safe House. You need a safe. You just don't know it. And it's Gun Safe Month at the Safe House. Gun sales are at an all-time high. Wherever you store your guns or most prized possessions, don't let a fire or break-in wipe away years of hard work or destroy items that can't be replaced. Secure your valuables in a quality safe from Atlanta Safe House. With over 500 safes in stock, Atlanta Safe House offers the best selection of gun and home safes in the Southeast, and there's no waiting on a safe. Go to AtlantaSafehouse.com. That's AtlantaSafehouse.com.
As an official community partner of the Atlanta Braves and the Atlanta Braves Foundation, the Warrior Alliance connects warriors and their families to free services such as health and wellness, housing, employment, education, legal services, and so much more. We need your financial support to increase our impact and change thousands of lives for those who served in the U.S. Armed Forces. It takes more than just thank you for your service. Make a donation to help warriors navigate to success after service. Go to thewarrioralliance.org/donate and make a difference today.
Shooting drills.
A coach who knows the game can teach their team how to improve, but one who genuinely cares about each player
You have what it takes. We got this.
can inspire them to win. At Truist, we believe the same is true for banking. Because when you work with someone who knows a lot and cares even more, you're unstoppable. Truist, leaders in banking, unwavering in care. Start feeling unstoppable. Visit Truist.com/care. Truist Bank, member FDIC, leading based on top 10 U.S. commercial bank.
Are you looking for something simple but delicious, sweet but also savory? Discover Schumann Farms Sweet Onions. Schumann Farms is a third-generation family farm with the Real Sweet brand and Mr. Buck's brand sweet onions. Each brand brings savory, sweet deliciousness to every meal. Whether you're grilling, sautéing, or simply adding a fresh crunch to your salad, Schumann Farms has you covered. Look for Schumann Farms Real Sweet brand and your Mr. Buck's brand sweet onions at your grocery store and taste the difference for yourself. Schumann Farms, the Georgia family farm growing tradition and the world's sweetest onions.
Are you concerned about securing your family's future and assets? Look no further than Nelson Elder Care Law. As a family-owned and family-focused firm, we offer absolute assurance and peace of mind through our comprehensive asset protection services. Visit NelsonElderCareLaw.com to explore how we can safeguard your legacy and provide tailored solutions for your family's well-being.
The Morning Extra, Neil Boortz, and The Kimmer Show are all online for you anytime at thepodcastpark.com. Plus all of Extra's exclusive podcasts like Ben Burnett, Janelle King, and so much more. All at thepodcastpark.com. Presented by Associated Credit Union.
Oh, you mean the next break? Or right now?
No, the next break.
Okay. Well, now I've messed up everything in my stack.
My bad. I didn't mean to confuse you.
No, that's not hard. No, I'm good.
That's what she said.
Yeah, like I've never heard that before. 317. It's only me, it's only the Kipper with Pete and Flounder. And on this day in 2011, a Birmingham County court declared 4 of the original members of UB40 bankrupt. They sold 70 million records in their 33-year career. Saxophone player Brian Travers, drummer Jimmy Brown, trumpeter Terrence Astro Wilson, and percussionist Norman Hassan failed to fight off bankruptcy proceedings over debts related to the band's now defunct record label, DEP International. Holy smokes. Well, so I'm not the only one who lost everything and didn't do anything wrong. Sorry. Hold on. I got to move it over there now. Let's see. Oh, to the phones. Phone calls take priority. It's Adam from the Sandy Springs. Adam, you're on the radio, man. Happy Friday. What's going on?
Happy Friday, Semper Fi. So I have a joke about Kamala Harris this time.
All right, sir.
All right. So what's the difference between Kamala Harris and Amber Heard?
Kamala Harris and Amber Heard. What's the difference? Golly, I don't know, Adam. What is the difference, sir?
Kamala had a bigger audience when she crapped the bed on Fox News.
Oh, God. Oh. That's a little harsh. Thank you, Adam. I'm not sure that. Well, I guess anyway. Sorry. Yeah, that was kind of. That was a little, but again, it's Let It Rip Friday. Sorry, I mean, once in a while we do a thing. Sorry if you're upset, we'll be fine. Everything's good. Okay, everything's fine. God,
it was a little below the belt.
Thank you. Well, I hope that's the end of it, as far as I can.
What kind of crack is that?
Well, I don't know. We're just going to have to flush this entire idea because I certainly. Now, what have I done? 319, dear God. Our birthday list includes Bristol the Pistol Palin, 34. She will punch a man repeatedly in the face if she has to. Her son Tripp was eliminated in the first week of Dancing with the Stars Juniors. Bristol came in third Dancing with the Stars 14 years ago, made it to the fourth week when she danced for the All-Stars in 2012. Bristol Palin. And didn't she beat up her, isn't her husband a Marine Corps Medal of Honor recipient? And was it he that she beat up or so? She got in a fight with somebody. I forgot what it was.
Wait a second. Let me get my Bristol Palin notebook. I keep a journal of what she does.
Yeah, I should have checked her.
How the hell do I know?
I don't know anything. You have a memory. You're younger than I am. I don't remember this crap that long. I remember a thing in the past. I don't. God, whatever. Somebody will know. All right, they can Google it. Fun the Google machine. 1995 on this day, Linda McCartney's veggie burgers were recalled in Britain. Yes, somebody said, all right, hold on a second here. The package on Linda McCartney's veggie burgers said they were 11% of fat content, was 11%. Actually was 23%. So that's like, twice what she complained or so. Anyway, okay. 321, Kipper, Pete, and Flounder, 404-741-1230, 1230. It's good to have you aboard. Let's do a little campaign thing, and then Flounder's probably going to make fun of me because of my music magic stick request today that he put on for me before the show started.
I didn't pretty much know any of them.
Oh, really? You've never heard of them?
I knew Peter, Paul, and Mary, and I knew I need to see the list so I can refresh my memory, but they weren't too bad.
Well, they're more
on the slow.
They're singing songs. They're the songs you sing in the car because there's harmony. There's wonderful chorus and harmony. Well, I'll tell you what they are. Should I do this or is this stupid? David Gates, Goodbye Girl. Everly Brothers, Take a Message to Mary. Peter, Paul, and Mary, Day is Done. That's like one of those chorus rounds things, like Michael Roll the Boat Ashore kind of deal. Pozo Seco Singers with Time. God, I hadn't heard that song in 40 years, and it was on my radio going home last night, so I wrote it down. And B.W. Stevenson with My Maria. Thank you. Once in a while, I have the feelings of singing in harmony with sweet sounds. Thank you very much.
I guess you like it.
322. Donald Trump. Oh, by the way, a new update on the politics thing with the Kara Pete and Flounder. How you doing? Let her rip Friday. Nice to have you aboard. Actual newsy thing. That stinking Jack Smith is at it again. He got a federal judge, this girl judge, Tanya Chutkan, to release, again, additional documents being made public today about Donald Trump's election interference case, which, of course, was changed, and then it was dumped and because of the Supreme Court ruling on official duties, and they had to refile it again. So it's kind of still a mess. But now he's got the judge releasing new documents, which are really nothing new. But the fact of the matter is, all of a sudden, right before the election, a federal judge is now releasing more documents supposedly damaging to Donald Trump as his charges against him trying to overthrow the election, which are talking once again about overthrowing the former election right before the current election. I mean, here they go again. They just can't stop. All right, now, let's have a little fun. Cut number one coming up here, Flounder. Last night, if you didn't see the Al Smith dinner, which again is it's put on by the Catholic Church and charities to raise a lot of money, and it's you won't. I think you all probably know the history about this thing. Well, Donald Trump was cracking jokes and taking shots at Carmela's side piece, and he's, for example, he said, "If you really wanted Vice President Harris to get your invitation, I guess you should have told her the funds were going to bail out looters and rioters in Minneapolis. She'd have been here guaranteed." Comedian Jim Gaffigan, cut number one here, Flounder, served as the MC at the dinner this year, and it was pretty funny when he just really pretty much laid it on the line. Cut number one.
You know, this event has been referred to as the Catholic Met Gala. 22% of Americans identify as Catholic. Catholics will be a key demographic in every battleground state. I'm sorry, why is Vice President Harris not here? I mean, consider this. This is a room full of Catholics and Jews in New York City. This is a layup for the Democratic nominee. I mean, in her defense, I mean, she did find time to appear on The View, Howard Stern, Colbert, and the longtime staple of campaigning, the Call Her Daddy podcast.
Gaffigan said he was really hoping she'd come because we can't get enough for her beautiful laugh. Harris, by the way, she skipped the event, but she did a pre-recorded video. I didn't see it, but it was
terrible and awkward.
I saw a few seconds of it with Molly, what's her name? Mary Catherine Gallagher, Molly Shannon. Yeah. Tell me something. I'm giving a speech. Do you have any thoughts? Don't lie. Thou shalt not bear false witness. Talk about Jesus being... I couldn't believe it. And by the way, in fact, coming up, you're going to hear more about her catching herself being an idiot again a couple of times. We're going to do cut number 4 here now, Flounder. Also, Donald Trump lambasting Harris for her on Truth Social for not being there at all. Well, let's play this part with Donald Trump. Number 4, taking aim at the coward tampon pansy Tim, too, as we were at it. Number 4.
Coming and very, very...
Oops, it easy.
I used to think the Democrats were crazy for saying that men have periods, but then I met Tim Walz.
Yeah. Continuing on for some other stuff last night, Donald Trump blasted her for being the first one to skip the event since Walter Mondale, and he says, I guess you should have told her the funds are going to bail out the looters. She would have been here. And he said, of course, Mondale didn't show, and he lost he only won his home state. One state he won, so it shows there is a God. Number 6 here, Flounder. The former commander-in-chief also warned the second gentleman, Doug Emhoff, shouldn't be allowed near nannies. And then I think this cut number 6 may have been the most popular soundbite of the night, and it's sure getting a lot of play on social media. Donald Trump, number 6.
There's a group called White Dudes for Harris. Have you seen this? White Dudes for Harris. Anybody know? Are some of you here? White Dudes for Harris. Doesn't sound like it. But I'm not worried about them at all because their wives and their wives' lovers are all voting for me. Every one of those people is voting for me.
And by the way, speaking of wokeness, Flounder, let's do cut number 3 while we're at it, because a suspected child molester, Chuck Schumer, was sitting right there next to him at the front table, and Donald Trump said a little something his way to cut number 3.
Coming in very, very strong, a certain way. I won't tell you what way that is, but Chuck Schumer is here looking very glum. Doesn't he look glum? He looks glum. But look on the bright side, Chuck, considering how woke your party has become. If Kamala loses, you still have a chance to become the first woman president.
And so before we do our bottom of the half-hour break, let's do one more for the fun of it. Number 2. Again, this is the Al Smith dinner last night. And if you haven't had enough of the jokes, man, they were a whole bunch of them. And again, Donald Trump did look tired to me. He did, and when he's talking to the crowd without reading something, he's a lot more animated. But he was pretty damn funny. Whoever wrote that stuff, he did a pretty good job. And then Jim Gaffigan, he really was beautiful poking fun at these people. And let's play cut number 2 of Jim Gaffigan last night. Flounder, if you will, sir.
I used to think the Democrats were crazy for saying that men have periods.
Yep, that number 2, sir. That was the wrong one. Sorry, computer, a mistake there. And,
no, the audio file's messed up, so I'll have to play that when we get back. I don't know.
Did it switch you on?
I named the wrong file, so I got to go back to the computer and fix that.
Oh, sorry, man.
No, that's my fault.
My day's hard enough as it is. All of a sudden, it's like the duck traveling on the top of the water looks nice and calm, and underneath, baby. Anyway, sorry, Flounder. We'll come back and fix it. It's all good. Anyway, as we'll be talking about how they made sure that the top of the party, the President of the United States, couldn't be here tonight. The Democrat National Committee made sure of that. I mean, gee, wow. 404-741-1230. 404-741-1230.
What possible excuse could she have? I mean, first of all, and you're going to play it later.
Yeah.
She obviously does not like Christians or people of any religion, because she took another shot at religious people at a rally yesterday, and she doesn't show up for this religious charity event. Yeah. What's the matter? What's wrong with this woman?
The only thing I can think of, remember, for the last several months, she has been stuck, because every time the issue of Hamas comes up, she is forced to say, in order to appeal to the socialist left wing of the party, she had the AOC clan, the America haters clan, she has to appeal to them by saying, boy, those poor Palestinian victims need to be taken care of too. So she can't be totally pro-Jewish without taking care of the Palestinians, so she can't be really pro-religious because she's then stuck and she doesn't know how to get out of it. I mean, again, the woman she should just be honest, but she can't be. She's trying to appeal to people, and the clash inside her head leaves her speaking gobbledygook all the time. Exactly what happens.
But this is a lighthearted thing, a bunch of jokes. She can sit there. I don't know. And you brought up a good point. Where has AOC been?
Yeah.
Where has Rashid Tlaib been? Where have all these... where are they? Where's the squad?
I wonder if Pelosi put a kill hit on them. I mean, seriously, they're scared. They're gone. I don't know what happened to them. And it's got to be Hamas-related and election-related for fear of setting off a reaction from Republicans to get more people out or something. I mean, I don't know. I don't get it.
AOC is like the young voice of the Democratic Party. Unfortunately, she would get people fired up at these rallies.
The last we saw her was a couple of weeks ago when she was all jumping around like an idiot, and then she disappeared again. She's gone. I don't know what's going on. I mean, this is the damnedest political season, honestly, ever. We've never gone through this.
It's all photo ops.
Yeah, exactly. It's social media and relating to people and stuff they can rate too quickly and easily because we're too freaking lazy. 331, Kimber, Pete, and Flounder. It's all good. Happy Friday. What's going on? 404-741-1230. See what you're doing. Here we go. Sorry. The legend Neil Boortz is only on XTRA 106.3. Hey, it's a Kimmer. How's it going? Here's what you missed from the Talkmaster.
Another assassin tried to kill the former president. Why 2 attempts in the last couple of months? Well, could it possibly be because of the way Donald Trump's opponents and his media arm are talking about him?
Catch Neil's commentary every day on XTRA 106.3 or listen anytime on the XTRA 106.3 app.
Listen up. This is David Van Sant from Van Sant Law. I usually use this time on the radio to remind you if you're in an accident to make the right call to Van Sant Law. While this is true, this upcoming election is so important, I just need to speak from the heart and shift the focus from my firm to the future of this great country and urge everyone not only to go vote, but to make the right vote and to cast your ballot for Donald J. Trump 2024 to make America great again. Thank you so much, and God bless America.
Paid for by Van Sant Law.
Oh, there you go. One of our sponsors put it right out there in front, baby. In fact, you're going to hear the guy who took my job away from me on the radio and whose company who had me introduce him as a guest on my show, who then replaced me, coming up talking about endorsements as well. And speaking of endorsements, how about our friends at Atlanta Safe House? Holy cow, you got to love it. If you haven't met Jeff and Mark and the whole gang at Atlanta Safe House, you're in for a treat. These are patriots. These are people who care about you and your rights and your safety and protecting your stuff, including my gun safes. And it is Gun Safe Sales Month, by the way. And not only that, it's Gun Safe Sales Month, but it's also any safe you get for the rest of the year, they're going to take care of the sales tax. Get a safe at Atlanta Safe House. They'll pay the sales tax the rest of the year. They got specials and rebates and all kinds of stuff. Check them out on the web, atlantasafehouse.com. And don't forget, they're not going to give away your master reset code or that kind of stuff like other people might do. No. Very protective of your rights. When they bring somebody to deliver the safe to you, in case it's not one of the portable like pistol safes and stuff, they make sure it's only an off-duty police officer or firefighter or military person, because you can trust them in your home or your office or anywhere you need, and any kind of safe you need too. The gun safes have nooks and crannies and shelving units, pistol safes and personal safes. They can build you a wall safe. My goodness sake, they can build you a family storm shelter. I'm not making that up. Please tell them the Kimmer sent you. You'll love what they can do for you. Protect your stuff, unlike me when I lost my stupid medical records. Put your living will in there and your stuff your kids may need to know in an emergency. And please tell them the Kimmer said howdy, atlantasafehouse.com.
I know it doesn't feel like it right now, but the cold air is coming fast. That means a couple different things to me and you. Energy bills will be rising and company coming over for the holidays. Dan Watkins here with all Four Seasons garage, entry doors, and windows. It's time to get your house ready for the winter air and your holiday visitors. The good news is that we have you covered for every opening in your home. So call us today to set up a free estimate with one of our amazing sales consultants. They'll help you pick out the perfect garage door, front door, and windows for your home.
Join your Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets on Saturday, October 19th, as they take on the Notre Dame Fighting Irish at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, presented by Invesco QQQ. And the Jackets take over on down. Kettleville Block Party, driven by Hyundai, will take over the Home Depot Backyard pregame, including a free concert featuring one of the world's most recognizable DJs, Regard. Tickets start at $80 at ramblin'.com/tickets. Sting 'em.
Get ready for Real Talk on the Janelle King Show, where we tackle kitchen table topics that are banned from family gatherings, but crucial for a strong republic. Tune in every Saturday at 3 p.m. and every Sunday for an encore episode at 9 a.m. And if you can catch us live, great. But if not, no worries. New podcasts drop every Tuesday on the Podcast Park right here on XTRA 106.3 or wherever you get your podcasts. Join us for insightful conversations that matter.
XTRA 106.3 listeners are falling in love with Nucky's Hoagies in Roswell.
Me and my wife now find our favorite sandwich place. That food over there was great.
Yeah, those rolls are so soft and sweet. I mean, it was just melt in your mouth. It was, and the steak was tender and juicy and flavorful. I can't say enough about it. It was very, very impressive.
It was so good.
Make Nucky's Hoagies in Roswell on Woodstock Road your new favorite spot for lunch or dinner. Nucky'sHoagies.com.
Miss any of the show? No sweat. Grab your XTRA 106.3 app and listen to show replays whenever you want. Download the XTRA app now for Apple and Android by searching for XTRA 106.3.
That's right, man. Some reggae, my man. I guess I don't know what I'm talking about. 336. Yeah, here we go. Pete's got his rhythmic drum. He's got his Jamaican steel drum, ladies and gentlemen. It's an incredible honor with the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder on your Literate Friday. 2007, this day, South African reggae star Lucky Dube was shot to death by... But not so lucky on this day. He's had one little bad, one lousy unlucky day for old Lucky Dube. Shot dead by car thieves, dropping his teenage son and daughter off in a Johannesburg suburb. Dube's son and daughter were already out of the car when 3 shots were fired through the window. The wounded singer tried to drive away, but he lost control and hit a tree and died from carjackers, thieves or something.
You need to get a real drumstick for that thing.
Yeah, in fact,
I've lost it.
Well,
what's the name of the drum again?
That's a Jamaican steel drum. Yeah.
No, it's Bahamian.
Oh, Bahamian steel drum. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're getting one of an actual drum. Now, I've got my drumsticks I made in 1958, but they're not steel drumsticks. I showed those the other day, didn't I? Didn't I show
no,
on that
you
video?
never brought them in.
I didn't bring
you
them.
lied about it.
I thought I put them, I swear to God. Oh, no, I put them on video. I did the Facebook thing. It's in my Facebook page and on YouTube Facebook of my drumsticks that I put on there on the video. Our birthday list includes Zac Efron, it says here, and his 6-pack abs. He's 37. He was in High School Musical and Neighbors. Was he the guy in the in that hospital show where they had the emergency room and that really kind of cute ditzy blonde?
No.
Who's that? Who was that guy? Who's that actor?
Scrubs. That was Zach Graff.
Oh, okay. Zach. I know it was Zach something. Okay.
think.
Zac Efron is 37. Okay, I got that wrong. All righty. And this land is your land. This land. Oh, sorry. Got a couple of geography things here today, too. 1767, Uncle Sam established the Mason-Dixon line. Do you know what that is? Of course, the boundary between Maryland and Pennsylvania.
That's right.
Why did they establish it? What's the history behind why Mason and Dixon? Do you have any idea?
It was a warning that please don't step over this line, or otherwise you'll be in the north.
Yeah, but it was. But Mason, who were Mason and Dixon? I don't.
I forget.
Remember.
They told us.
I should have. I just remember now that I forgot to look this up. This kind of thing I should look up because I forgot, and it's got to be a reason they have those two names.
No one talks about it anymore either. It's not that important.
No,
now.
it was it was a thing back then. 1767. Anyway, and on the same day, 100 years later exactly, 1867, America took possession of Alaska from Russia. We paid 2 cents an acre.
So named for Charles Mason and Jeremiah Dixon, the men who surveyed the boundaries between Maryland and Pennsylvania.
Flounder, look at you. Ladies and gentlemen, Flounder. I mean, there's so much more than sitting in there and taking care of the board and all the stuff and printing up all the stuff and the sound bites and all, doing the promos. I mean, my God, man. What?
He also found drumsticks for my steel drum on Amazon.
Oh, no kidding. So. Look at you. Oh, my God. He's getting married. He's got a perfect freaking woman. I hate guys like you. Jeez. 339. 404-741-1230. 741-1230 if you'd like to join us here with the Kimmer, Pete, and the Flounder. Okay, here we go. Carmela's side piece. Green Bay, Wisconsin. 59-year-old idiot, middle of her tenure as California's Attorney General, she's talking about in this speech when she mistakenly brags about treating America's war heroes like jerks. Number 7, Flounder, if you would, Vice President side piece.
With the intention that they would undo the protections of Roe v. Wade, and they did as he intended. Oh, you guys are at the wrong rally.
The person shouted, I did the wrong thing here, Flounder. The person shouted, Jesus is Lord. And you heard what her response was. You're at the wrong rally.
Well, she's right.
She's exactly correct.
She's an atheist. She obviously. And then she laughed and she said, "You need to go down the street to the smaller rally," as if Trump's rallies are smaller than hers.
Yeah. In fact, they made a note of saying that she had 4,000 people at this expo thing. 4,000? Hell, Trump has that many people standing in line outside. I mean, my God. And again, I screwed up though. But again, on the veterans thing, she said, "I stood up to veterans." I stood up for veterans. Yeah, that's what I meant. She doesn't know anything about veterans or standing up for anybody, this person.
That's true, but her first visceral reaction when someone, Jesus is Lord, you would say, okay, that's fine, but that's not what we're talking about right now. Her first visceral reaction was, oh, you're at the wrong place, buddy.
Yeah. There's no, if someone had done that, there's no way you couldn't have said, amen, or just done something.
Amen, preach on.
Just a 1-second response instead of making a crack about how obviously you're in the wrong spot because we don't believe in Jesus is Lord. I mean, that's what it means.
Well, they're all godless atheists.
We don't want to hear that out loud at this rally. I mean, it's unbelievable.
You had the perfect response. She should have just said, amen.
Amen.
And keep going.
Amen, brother. Or thanks, I could use the support. Anything. Talk about bringing the crowd together. I mean, Jesus, it's unbelievable.
They hate us.
They do. And let's talk about her side piece, Runner. Here we go. A false waltz. On the first day of early voting in California, false waltz, Tampon Tim, hits the campaign trail and starts talking. Again, he's like an emotional little Tinkerbell bouncing around on somebody's strings. He says his mother has to wait for her Social Security check every month. We're all products of our past. Quote, when you grow up a middle-class kid in Oakland or Butte, Montana, Butte or Nebraska, you care about Social Security. When my mom looks for that Social Security deposit to be made in her bank account, that's how she's going to feed herself. That's how my 90-year-old mom is going to get things done. Trump doesn't give a damn if his Social Security check comes or not. Wait a minute. He's a millionaire. He's the governor of Minnesota. Yeah. And his mother is 90, and she has to live off a Social Security check to eat? Holy crap. What is he thinking?
Several states away. He parked her several states away from it.
My God. Do you see her once in a while? When's the last time you called, dear old mom? Oh, my God. Hey, Mom, did you get that box of cookies I sent you for Christmas?
Now, in his defense, every birthday she gets a crisp $5.
Yeah, don't spend it all. Little gift card. Oh.
Thinking of you.
Oh, man. Wish I could be there, Mom, but I got this campaign thing.
Yeah, really. Too busy querying off with students out in the woods.
Yeah, maybe after the first of the year, when it dies down a little bit or something. Gee. And speaking of that out in the woods, how about this? There's a new story going around now that Minnesota Governor Tim Falswaltz had supervision of a high school gay-straight alliance club. Tim Walsh did serve as faculty advisor to a gay-straight alliance at Mankato West High School in Minnesota when it was founded in 1999. The Babylon Bee made a kind of a joke about it, referencing his faculty advisor experience that he recruited young boys into a gay club at school. So Snopes actually asked the Babylon Bee, are you being serious or satirical or what? And he says, well, one of the job descriptions of a gay satire, the GSA leader, that's what the Gay Straight Alliance, that's what GSA stands for. One of the job descriptions of the gay straight leader is recruitment of kids into the club. Recruitment. To get increased turnout. Provide food at your meetings. It's important to give people something to look forward to at every meeting so we can get more. And then he said, I'm not accusing Tim Walsh of being a sexual predator, but I am accusing him of propping up a system that enables and encourages the predation of children. And then there was that story that hasn't gone too far other than that one social media release about him getting caught in an inappropriate situation with a boy in high school when he was an assistant football coach before he got fired because he was a drunk and they couldn't trust him around young people. The phony warrior who never carried a gun in war said that so he could try to get votes and make money, lying about his military service, lying and cheating, leaving his men to go fight in the war when he said, I can't join you boys. And then lying about his final rank when he was in the National Guard. My God. I mean, that's 3 military things. It means you're not qualified. Just the 3 military things mean you're not qualified. 346. Coming up, let's see. Oh, look what I got here, boys.
What you got? Yeah, you had that yesterday,
I got it right in my dirty little hand, right? It's coming up next. Kimber Pete Flounder, 346. Your calls at 404-741-1230. Look out. Here we go. Look out.
Know
The Fan
ATL Turf Co. has become a leader in artificial grass design and installation services. But you may not know that ATL Turf Co. is a large artificial grass distributor. We only sell U.S.-made, premium name brand turf at factory direct pricing below wholesale. And now we're open to the public with large inventories of lawn and landscape, putting green, athletic, and pet turf on sale. Plus, all remnants are on sale for only $1 per square foot, direct from Dalton to our warehouse in Kennesaw. Visit atlturfco.com to learn more. atlturfco.com.
Hi, this is Ben.
And I'm Walt from Horizon Background Screening.
I would say anyone who's working in any industry could use our services.
A couple of the clients that people tend to not even think about are churches, volunteer organizations. We do a lot of background checks for referee associations. Anybody who's going to be around kids or older adults or anybody vulnerable, you really need to do a background check that includes a criminal history, a sex offender registry search, and anything else that's really relevant to your organization, just to make sure that the people who you're putting in touch with, kids and other vulnerable people, are who you think they are, and that you're not putting your clientele at risk.
So we're going to help you reduce your risk. We're going to help you hire the right person on the front end so that you don't spend all this time with training and all those kind of things and then realize that wasn't a good hire.
The best way for people to find us is on our website. A quick Google search of Horizon Background Screening, or look at us at horizonscreening.com.
Hey, are you paying crazy rates for your health insurance? Call Doug Moore at 770-697-0100. Your health insurance cost shouldn't look like a house payment. Are you tired of having things not covered, like doctor visits, labs, etc.? Doug can help, so call him at 770-697-0100. Doug sells all forms of health insurance. His plans have no deductibles, and you don't have to switch doctors. If you're paying too much for health insurance, Doug can help. He has over 20 years experience. You can go to his website and request a quote. Go to yourchoicehealthplan.net. That's yourchoicehealthplan.net, or call his cell phone at 770-697-0100. Doug can make a plan that you will be able to use. Call 770-697-0100 and he can help. Or go to his website to request a quote, yourchoicehealthplan.net, and contact him. Doug says don't fret. Go to yourchoicehealthplan.net and he can bring rates down. 770-697-0100.
Greetings, naturopathic Dr. Dennis Black here, founder of Rough Greens. Rough Greens is not dog food, but because dog food is dead food, it needs to be supplemented with live, powerful nutrition. Go ahead, take a bowl of your dog's kibble and put it on a shelf and see what happens after 2 to 3 years. You know what happens? Nothing. No mold, no bacteria, nothing happens. Because you know why? There's nothing alive in it. Dogs need live nutrition, which is why I formulated Rough Greens with live vitamins, minerals, probiotics, omega oils, and so much more to help your dog with all of their health issues. I'm so confident that Rough Greens will help. My dogs and I will send you a free Jumpstart trial bag so your dog can try it before you buy it. You don't have to change your dog's food to improve their health. Just sprinkle on a little Rough Greens. They'll love it, and it's an easy and smart way to get your dog feeling better and living longer. A free Jumpstart trial bag can be yours. You just cover the shipping. Go to roughgreens.com. That's ruffgreens.com.
The Kimmer Show is live until 6 p.m. and Extra 106.3 has the rest of your night covered with Jesse Kelly up next. Fox Across America with Jimmy Fela at 9 p.m. and The Guy Benson Show at midnight. All live on Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
Veronica use the word baby when you talk to each other?
She likes to use it.
Does she call you her baby?
No, I mean, more it'd be like babe.
Well, that's not the same. That's
But
real casual stuff.
she says both. I'll say babe.
Well, I mean, what about you, Pete? I think we've talked. Have you ever had a girlfriend call you baby? So I love you, baby, or I'll be back, baby, or what can I do, baby, or where do you want to go, baby? I mean, actually,
I'm
has a
sure.
name.
I don't remember one top of my head, but I'm sure. Yeah.
I don't. I've never had one who actually just said, I love you, baby, or I'll be with you, baby, or said, I mean. Anyway, but again, it's just a sign of the times. They just, nobody. It's not a thing. That was 60 years ago, for crying out loud.
How do you know it's not a thing? Who are you hanging around that you would hear or not hear this?
Well, that's a very accurate.
You hanging around the park or something?
Well, no, actually, the only people I hang around are the people when I go to freaking Publix and get carrots for the horses, and you freaking bastards. So I guess I don't know anything at all anyway. But all right, does anybody? All right, anybody? If we have any girls listening, or in fact, any guys, do you have a girlfriend or a wife or somebody else who calls you baby? And I mean, in a serious way, like, oh, I love you, baby, or hey, what are you doing, baby, or let's go tonight, baby. No, not. I'm the actual word baby.
Nobody says snookums anymore.
Well, nobody ever should say the word snookums, so that's anyway, that
word's pretty gay.
Pookie. Yeah, there's another one. An old golf buddy named Pookie. 353. We caught his wife calling him Pookie once, and that's all he became after that was Pookie. In fact, we were meeting a golf trip. We were meeting at a golf trip down in Florida, and we were waiting for him at the airport. We caught him at his country club here in Atlanta area. Danny McLefty and I, and his wife was at the pool and said, well, hey, Pookie, can you do it? And I said, Pookies? So from now on, I became Pookie. And we were waiting for him at the airport. We made a big sign and said Pookie on it when he got off the plane. That poor bastard. Here's Pookie. Anyway, let's see. Well, I don't need to do a birthday thing here. I'll do a quick history thing because I got a million of them. And Pete, you'll like this. 1851, see if you agree. This is said to be one of the best works of fiction in modern times. 1851 today, the epic written by Herman Melville, published in London as The Whale, a sailor's obsession with an elusive whale that took his leg in an earlier encounter in America. It was Moby Dick.
My favorite all-time book, the greatest American novel ever written. It's not only a book about, Moby Dick and the hunt for the white whale. Yeah. Basically, you learn about whales, you learn about whaling, you learn about sailing, you learn about what was going on in history at the time. It's a tale of men, trapped on a boat with a crazy man leading it. I mean, it's just got everything in it. It's an amazing book.
Yeah. Does it remind you of The Old Man in the Sea? Did you ever see that movie?
No, it's totally different than that. That was a solitary thing of one man against nature. Yeah. And this is like a massive book against a very short novel.
One of the best works of fiction in a couple of hundred years,
and it was hated. It basically disappeared until the late 1800s when a professor picked it up and started teaching it, and it exploded again and became a bestseller.
Yeah, 1851 is when it first got published. 354, we got Flounders Funnies coming up. But first, it's 355. Let's call it. By golly, I hear the magic chimes in the background of the new signal for our new Pete's Games. We have a whole new. We got to come up with some kind of a thing for we do a Pete's Game. What would you like, a gong, or how about that? Don't you have a clanging bell in there or something? Oh, here we go. That'll work. Pete Davis, ladies and gentlemen, what's up, my friends? There you go. The Belgian steel drum.
This will stump.
Yes.
This will stump the panel. Stump the band right here.
I'm ready. All right.
What's your favorite ski resort? I know you went skiing. I don't have to hear any skiing stories.
No.
Just tell me.
Oh, I got a couple of great ones too.
I know you do. Your Wile E. Coyote in the snowbank.
No,
yes,
it was what's his name from the movie where the gun and he killed the people as a Avenger. It's Broderick, or what's his name? Charles Bronson. I skied next to Charles Bronson at Aspen.
Okay.
But I would say Vail because I took my kids there. Vail,
Colorado. Yeah. Okay. What state, Flounder and Kimber,
Yeah.
has the most ski resorts?
That would be New York.
Vermont.
Vermont? Why do you say Vermont?
Why do I say that?
Yeah, why do you say Vermont's a small
well, they got Killington and Mount. I mean, I can remember.
Good answer.
Vermont's nowhere near.
No, okay.
Okay, why do you say New
probably
York?
Colorado.
I read somewhere that upstate New York has the most ski resorts in America.
I hate you.
You got it right?
It's
I'll be damned.
That's right,
it's
folks.
New York by far.
Huh.
51.
Wow.
51.
That'll be the end of the show today, folks.
No. What's the second most ski resorts?
Probably
by
Colorado.
state?
Idaho or Colorado? No. Who? Where?
You could probably guess 45 states before you would guess.
Someplace
this
like
state.
Ohio or Pennsylvania
California?
or something.
Someplace you went to school.
Not Arizona or Michigan? Not Michigan. Michigan?
Wow.
Oh, my God.
40 ski resorts. Okay, the next highest, there's 2 states that are tied. You've already mentioned one of them with 31.
Gotta be
Colorado has 31.
Yeah.
What's the other state with 31 ski resorts?
Idaho?
No, it's very close to Michigan.
God,
It's shaped like a mitten.
Not Indiana does, and Illinois don't have any mountains.
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin, sure, of course.
I've driven through Wisconsin. There's no hill high enough to
I don't
ski.
remember any mountains, but it's north, but that's all I know, that it's cold. Obviously, it has snow.
California has 30, which is the same as New Hampshire, which is amazing.
Wow.
Think about how big this state is to that state. 30. Alabama, Tennessee both have 1 apiece. How many does Georgia have?
Probably, I think we have 1. Don't we have 1 somewhere in North Georgia? We have I remember doing commercials for us, don't we?
We used to. We have 0 now.
Oh, we did have 1. I remember we'd had 1 years ago.
And New Jersey has 3 ski resorts.
Well, that's hard to believe. Only 3.
I know. You just don't think about that.
By the way, night skiing is a thrill. Have the lights on and stuff at night. Oh, God, I used to love night skiing. Anyway, 3:58. Flounders Funnies. We got Lucky's holding a little something here. And our friend there, Flounder?
That is Mr. Nate Bargatze.
Nate Bargatze. It's almost 4 o'clock. Timmer, Pete, and Flounder. 404-741-1230. 741-1230. We got Pete's Tweets. We got Flounder's Funnies and Holy Crap at Sports. And we got a lot of fun stuff.
Suggestion for you and your love life.
Boy, I could use that. How can we help the kid? Yeah, forget. Never mind. Coming up, look, Timmer, Pete, and Flounder. Oh, my God. This ought to be rich.
WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. This hour is presented by Atlanta Safe House.
Tug of war for a toss-up state. Lisa Brady, Fox News.
As president, I will stand up for all Americans. All Americans.
Vice President Kamala Harris holding the first of 3 rallies in Michigan today, pledging in Grand Rapids to build a brighter future together.
Because, by the way, we will win. We will win. We will win. Come on.
Her focus on Michigan aimed in part at union workers and the state's Arab American community, which has criticized the current administration's support for Israel over the war in Gaza. Before rallying, Harris went on the attack, saying she's heard reports that former President Trump's team is saying he's suffering from exhaustion. Trump denies that.
I've gone 48 days now without a rest.
Reacting a short time ago as he arrived in Michigan.
I'm not even tired. I'm really exhilarated. You know why? We're killing her in the polls. Because the American people don't want her. She didn't pass her bar exam. She's not a smart person.
He has a roundtable discussion in Oakland County and then a rally in Detroit. Trump also telling reporters he thinks the Hamas leader's death makes the prospects for peace in Gaza easier and that he plans to speak with Israel's prime minister soon. The Biden administration also hoping for a renewed ceasefire effort.
We believe, continue to believe, that finding an end to the war is critical, and we also believe that Mr. Sinwar's death yesterday can provide an inflection point to getting there.
National Security Communications Advisor John Kirby says Hamas is in a weaker position than ever before, but a senior Hamas official says their destiny is victory or martyrdom. New highs on Wall Street. The Dow with a record close for the second day, up 36 points to 43,275. And this time the S&P makes it too, also closing at a new record. America is listening to Fox News.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. So at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited talk, text, and data for $30 a line when you buy two. That's just $60 a month for 2 unlimited lines. So if you're 50 and up, make the switch and save. Come on, you've earned this. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today. Requires 2 lines of service, age validation, and credit approval, subject to system and area limits, taxes, and other fees apply.
Hear that? The soothing sounds of a bubble bath. And if you were here, you'd smell a single cedar leaf candle. But you're not here. Because your self-care happens out on the road, riding your motorcycle protected by Progressive. So if you ride, get back on the road and enjoy 24/7 roadside assistance from Progressive, America's #1 motorcycle insurer. And then take a shower, because it's fast, like your motorcycle. Progressive Casualty. Roadside assistance may require comprehensive coverage, not available in all states.
Wait a minute. I think we might have the wrong music.
Board's acting up.
Oh, the board's got you again? Oh, my God. We got gremlins in the studio. I don't care. That's all right. Should we just... This is hysterical.
It's on the list.
Is it on the list later? Let's see. Yeah,
it's after the Ronettes.
It's after the Ronettes. I'll be damned. Well, I'll be damned.
Oh, we're talking about Boortz. I completely forgot.
Yeah, that's what I was waiting for. And by the way, I do not have that. I do. Yeah, after Lee Allen. Anyway, sorry about that.
I'm all over the place. I apologize.
It's all good. We don't believe there's no such thing as mistake. It's just life, baby. We're live and real. It's a 404. Kimmer Pete Flounder and Neil Boortz from Parts Unknown. Neil, welcome aboard. Hope you're doing well this week. What's up and how you doing?
Doing great. Was that Little Richard?
Yes, it was.
Yes, it was.
Yes, it was.
Well, I told you about my Little Richard experience.
Tell us again, because there are a lot of little people who may not have heard the story.
No, but it's
a quick. Give the quick version. You got it. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just trapped on a train from Texas to Fullerton, California, with him and his own band, his whole band. They had a car rigged up with all the instruments, rocking and rolling, and I was the only innocent little white boy there.
White guy, yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, what county in America has the most golf courses?
Probably Florida.
Florida
what county? Did you say what county?
County.
Oh, I got it. I have no idea. I don't know names of counties.
Where I live.
Seminole
County.
Collier
County.
Collier County.
Naples.
Yeah.
82 golf courses.
Holy cow. Yeah. I was a PGA National with my brother, my older brother. I live down there. Yeah, a bunch of them in that whole area, man.
God, I suck at golf. I really do.
It's a hard game.
Okay, here's something for you to look up. Maybe a founder can look it up for you.
All right.
You can talk about it later. Google Roomba and dog poop.
Roombas, I would assume, and dog poop on a floor or something would not probably be a good combination. Spreading it all over your entire house, maybe?
Just Google it and read the story.
I don't want to. I know it's going to be. What do you think? Why would I?
I wonder if he had carpet or hardwood floors.
Or nice shag carpeting or something.
And by the way, what's this big thing about? Is it bad to call your sweetie baby?
No, it's wonderful. I wish I had a girlfriend to call me baby. I mean, and mean it. I mean, seriously, like, well, gee, what do you want to do tonight, this weekend, baby? Or, oh, God, baby, I miss you so much. You know, just as a natural thing that she calls you, that you're her baby.
Yeah.
And I've never had a girlfriend who never sat next to me with her arm draped all over me in my car when we had the flat freaking bench seats back in the day. Never sat next to me with her arm draped all over me so I could put my hand on her knee, and no one ever called me baby. His girlfriend never called me baby.
Is there any car that has bench seats now?
No, I don't think so.
I think
really?
the last one was the the big Mercury.
Probably. I don't. God, it's been so long. I remember we had the 3-seat station wagon. My dad got the first Chevy. What the hell was that? Chevy two-door station wagon.
Yeah. Well,
the coupe.
when I took the girls out on dates in Pensacola, it was the family car, which was a Plymouth station wagon.
Yeah.
Boy, was I ever in demand. Okay, one more question before we get serious.
Nomad, the Chevy Nomad. The Chevy Nomad. I'm sorry. Yes, sir.
Nomad. Not familiar.
No.
Okay, you're in a race.
Yeah. All right.
You pass the guy in second place.
Yeah.
What place are you in?
I passed the guy in second place.
So what place
I'm
are
in
you
second
in now?
place. I'm in second place.
Good for you, Kimmer. I just never run into anybody that...
There you go.
Good for you, everybody.
It took me a second. I said, "Oh wait, well, you obviously, it took me a split second, absolutely, but I got it."
No, it's,
I got a bar
got
bet.
it.
I got a. Well, I'm sorry. I got a bar bet later on coming in my history note about the source of the initiative.
Well, I won't be tuned in at that point, will I?
Oh, well, you want me to tell you what it was? It's kind of funny. I mean, it's really not. In fact, I shouldn't even say it because it's not really a good bar bet, but here it is since I said it. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. This is stupid. 1776, a bar in Elmsford, New York. The bar had rooster tails decorating the place all over, all the drinks, stuff in the walls and ceiling, stuff like that. A customer requested a glass full of that cocktail stuff from the bartender named Betsy Flanagan, and that's how the word cocktail got started in bars, because the cock's tails were over the drink dispenser things. Said, I'll take one of those cocktails drinks, and they called it a cocktail after that.
Where's the question?
Well, I'm saying that's your bar bet, 1776. Where'd they get the name cocktail? Why did bartender
you didn't say that.
cocktail?
Okay.
Well,
okay. Now, were you as absolutely thrilled as I was to find out that they got that killer Muslim goon?
And by the way, his little brother's even worse, and he's the new guy. Well, I wonder what he's thinking right now. Gee, thanks a lot.
Yeah, who the hell wants to be the new guy?
Yeah, let's show his picture. Brag about a new guy. Here he is right here, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, I'm not saying, you're like Brother Dave Gardner said one time, you're not supposed to say things about dead people unless it's good.
Yeah, well.
Well, he's dead.
He's
good.
That's good. And now you're talking. I love it.
So, but that was just amazing. And by the way, you're making too much fun of the hyena, the one you call the side piece.
Yeah.
And Tim Walz, you got to back off, because in a couple of months you're gonna call him Mr. Vice President.
Yeah, and Neil Boortz, I swear to God, I think you want them to win just so you can say "I told you so" to everybody. I mean, honest to God, I wish you'd stop doing this. People are going to say, "Well, hell, if she's going to win, I'm not going to vote." No, vote. Go there. You're killing me.
Well, haven't you been listening?
I
to
know
Trump
you're gonna vote for Trump, and you hate him, and he did the thing with the whatever. And
I've never said that. I've never said that.
Well, no, you don't hate him. You just dislike him.
I've said he's a dick.
He's everything but a ham sandwich.
Yeah, but anyway, I mean, he's already saying that the Dominion machines are changing votes in Georgia.
Well, I hadn't heard that, and I'm going to ignore it, and I don't care about anything anybody says about anything except what's the final number of the freaking votes. And I voted. And I'm excited about the turnout, and I'm hoping that's good news.
Listen, there's a lot of reasons I want him to win. Of course, the most important is to keep the hyena with her room temperature IQ, to keep her out of the president's office. I mean, the woman does not have, unless you count oral talent.
Yeah.
She doesn't have one single accomplishment to her name in her entire life.
But have you seen the neck on the woman? She looks like a freaking fullback. Where do you think she got all those neck muscles? Spewing all that stuff or whatever.
Kimmer.
Yeah, I know. And let me ask you this, Neil. The other night when she was on the Brett Baer show, as a lawyer, I think see if this sounds like the point that I made basically about her performance. She lacks the second level of intellect. When she makes her word salad and gives her policy statements, and then Brett Baer or anybody would say, yeah, but what about the so-and-so? Weren't you responsible for the so-and-so? She doesn't have the intellect or the knowledge or the research to go to say, oh, yeah, well, how about this? As a lawyer, when you're cross-examining somebody or investigating something like that, you have to be ready for the second question, the third question, the fourth question to back up what you're doing like a freaking debate. She's got nothing.
Somebody asked her, okay, so you were a prosecutor. Oh, okay. How many cases did you actually prosecute? What were you, the district attorney? You hired the prosecutors. You hired those attorneys. How many times did you go to court with your briefcase and the file and prosecute a criminal and get a conviction? How many times?
I have been asking every day for a very long time for someone to come up with any of her closing arguments. I would love to see an actual trial case of what she has done in court, if there are any. I don't know whether you would think that, that they would be available, that she'd want to brag about them. But I don't know.
Well,
I'd love to see one.
She did a closing argument one time, and 3 jurors pulled out guns and shot themselves.
Just to get it over with.
Just to get stop. Just to get out of the courtroom.
Oh Lord! I mean,
God,
what a failure! What a disgrace! I mean, she couldn't answer a question.
She's wholly and absolutely pathetic, but so are a huge contingent of American voters.
I know, you're right.
I mean, you actually have. I saw some guy being interviewed the other night. Well, who are you going to vote? Well, I'm going to vote for Kamala Harris because she's like me. Oh, hell, that's a good idea. Vote for the leader of the free world, the person in charge of our nuclear arsenal, the person for the security of our country for 4 years. Vote for the ones that looks the most like you. That is why our founding fathers decided that not everybody should vote.
Yeah, we should not have a democracy either. We do not want a democracy because people like that would be in the majority.
I know, but I mean, come on, people! Yeah. Can't you understand that there are every single day, every person listening to us right now encounters somebody that they know, intrinsically they know, should never be allowed near a ballot box.
Yeah.
They know that. And like the jerk that was tailgating me at 2 feet. Oh, doggone it, Donna. And by the way, I don't call her baby, I call her ma'am.
Smart. Once again, you're right, darling. Right again, dear.
You know how I know I'm in trouble with Donna?
She's hitting you, stabbing you.
No. Well, no. When I hear the word kneel.
Oh, God. Yeah.
I bet there's a lot of husbands out there who say that. When their wife uses their first name, they know that they're screwed. Yeah. And not in a good way.
Yeah.
That is a danger signal. But I mean, every day we encounter people we know shouldn't be voting. Our founding fathers, John Jay, Alexander Hamilton, Thomas Jefferson, all of them, they encountered these people too, and they wrote a constitution that gave the states the ability to keep the numbnuts, the room temperature IQ people away from ballot boxes. Yeah. The democracies always fail. I mean, in the history of mankind, and I'm still reading that series of massive history books by Will and Ariel Durant, throughout the history of mankind, toy boat, mankind, any government based on a true democracy will fail. Yeah. And that's happening here right now because we have decided that every person out there that has the intelligence necessary to unzip their pants before they take a whiz should, therefore, be able to vote.
Yeah. I know. It's mob mentality. I mean, democracy is a mob rule taken over by just the sheer numbers. But the other thing is, oh, God, I just lost my point. Damn, son of a gun. I remember what I was. For years, I remember saying, this is probably 40 years ago, Neil, you were talking about the possibility or the theory or original parts of this country that the only people who should be allowed to vote are either people who own land or who have paid taxes. Do I remember that correctly?
I've come across all sorts of different ideas.
Yeah.
I think one core requirement, and science has now, if you want to pay attention to science, we know through extensive study of the growth of the human brain that the human brain is not fully formed and functional until you reach the age of 25. Yeah. It takes that long. There is a reason why car rental companies ages back would not rent a car to you until you were 25 years old.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Because they knew money was at stake for them until you're 25. So at the very core of our voting process, nobody should cast a vote until they're 25 years old. And then somebody, well, what if they served in the military? Yeah. That's all good and wonderful. But when you're in the military, you're following orders that are given to you, usually by somebody older than 25. And following orders is not a qualification for voting.
Well, if you're going to go get yourself killed, I got to. Wait a minute. I was in and out before I ever turned 25. I was 20 years old.
Donna explained something to me yesterday about you.
About me? Oh, okay.
Yeah, about you.
All right.
Because she heard us talking a few weeks ago that you underwent basic at Paris Island.
Yes, I did. And I was one of 4 guys to be given a promotion as PFC at Paris Island. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Well, Donna said, Neil. Kimmer, she said it was in the water. That's why he's the way he is. The water.
Yeah.
At Paris Island.
That's right. They had a whole thing going on there. I could have filed a grievance and got some money from poisoned water after all those years.
Yeah. Well,
and Camp Lejeune, too. Camp Lejeune. I was for infantry training at Camp Lejeune. Yeah, so.
If you'd gone to Pendleton.
I was at Pendleton, too. I was in Pendleton for a year.
I went through devil pups at Pendleton.
Oh, now people don't know what that is. Your dad was a Marine pilot, aviator.
My dad was a Marine officer, and he thought I was just he thought I was a weak, snotty little kid, and so he sent me to devil pups at Camp Pendleton, where non-coms and enlisted and drill sergeants get a hold of officers' kids and beat the crap out of them for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, there you go.
And then he sent me to Texas A&M, where he thought I'd get even more discipline.
ROTC, that's right. Do they still have ROTC in colleges?
Oh, yes. So they still have the Corps of Cadets. Really? They really do.
Cool. Good.
I love that.
I think I've seen them at football games. I forgot about that. But I think most state colleges back in the 60s and 70s had mandatory ROTC. A lot of state universities, you had to take it whether you liked it or not as a freshman.
At Texas A&M, the only way you got out of that is if you were a graduate, a junior or above, where you could say, no, I don't want a contract, I'm going to keep going to school. Yeah. Or you had to be related to a professor.
Really? Wow, yeah. I mean, it was mandatory.
So I spent my 2 years in the Corps of Cadets, where if anybody ever asked me a question when I was a freshman, if they asked me a question I didn't know the answer to, I can remember to this day.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 fish sports. What do you think about that? Sir, not being informed of the highest degree of accuracy, I hesitate to articulate for fear I may deviate from the true course of rectitude. In short, sir, I'm a very dumb fish, sir, and I do not know, sir.
Yeah.
That's 60 freaking years ago, and I still remember it.
I have no question about it.
And a survey of
what's that, Pete?
Who said that? Was that Pete?
That's what when they need their boots pulled on, they yell, "I need a fish."
Yeah. Well, that's Pete who went to Agnes Scott, for God's sakes.
No, he was riding the waves
thing.
for the Navy, my friend. He was doing all right back there in San Diego. There.
What's that? Join the Navy? Hey, my mother was a wave.
Oh, sorry. Well, sorry. Okay.
Nice, Pete.
Yeah, that's wrong. That's all right. It's all good.
I didn't say it.
No, he didn't say anything.
And a look at the Fortune 500, there are more Fortune or the 500 CEOs from Texas A&M than from any other state university anywhere in the country.
Really? CEOs from Fortune 500 companies more who went to Texas A&M?
Yeah.
Well, I'll be damned. I wonder why that is. Discipline and I don't know.
Good damn school.
Yeah.
And then you know what Patton had to say about Aggies.
I don't know what Patton had to say about Aggies.
Well, you don't Google it.
Oh,
I mean, when he
steers and queers, and I don't see any horns or something like that.
Yeah. Well, that's like the Fighting Texas Aggie band where 50% of the members blow horns, and the other 50%. Never mind.
Okay, whatever. Yeah,
yeah. But anyway, I'm really proud of that school. I in my years there, even the semester where I had flunked out.
Oh my! Well, there you go.
And if I hadn't met that Cajun, my senior year, things would have been totally different. Well, they would have been totally different because I wouldn't have come to Atlanta. I wouldn't have gotten into talk radio. I wouldn't have met Donna. So that 5 years of purgatory with the Cajun. Well, are we going to talk about anything serious?
Well,
you were talking about
whatever you want, my friend. I mean, this is where we're glad to have you aboard, and whatever's on your mind is our key focus. You were talking about your favorite book? No, I was saying one of the world's favorite important books was Moby Dick. It was on this day in 1851 it came out. As Pete Davis was saying, it was probably his favorite book. Pete said it was his favorite book. I've written 6. Tell me one that you read. I read at least most of the Fair Tax, and I haven't read any others. I didn't know you had 5 others, and I better go get them now because otherwise I'll be. Well, no, I'll send you one. I still. Yeah, the last one was maybe I should just shut up and go away. Oh, yeah, but what was the one I've learned to say just what the blank or whatever? What the hell was that slogan you have there? And I've learned... No, that was the subtle art of not giving a flip. Not giving a flip, yeah. Yeah, but I didn't write that. I just lived by it. Oh, I thought you had a book by that, too. And it's really a good time to live by that because of what's going to happen to us next month. Man, there you go again. My God, man. What will happen? Honest to God, if she wins, oh my God, if she wins, we're screwed. Because if she wins, it means more Democrats voted than Republicans, which means all the Democrats on all the tickets are all going to win. The Supreme Court is going to be changed. They're going to make Washington, D.C. a state. Puerto Rico is going to be a state. They're going to do open borders. They're going to do everybody gets free citizenship. Yeah, they're going to get rid of the filibuster. Yeah, and so it'll be the end of private school. Every parent will be required by law to send their child to the government to be educated, and the earlier the better. Yeah. Pre-K will become mandatory eventually. The government wants to get their hands on your rugrats as soon as they possibly could. Forced unionization will become a thing. Every worker in the private sector will eventually be required to at least pay union dues, whether or not they are union members. And what do you suppose all that link with false wall stamp on Tim and all those links to China? What do you think that long-time relationship may lead to if they win, too, as well? When they get rid of the filibuster, it's over. Everything will be... They'll never lose another election. Well, I know it, and they're not going. They win this one, that may be all it takes. It's over because before the next 4 years are gone, the hyena will have managed to give all people living in this country, whether citizens or not, the right to vote. That's right. There are states
now and municipalities now that grant voting rights to non-citizens.
Yeah, they do it in municipal elections in New York State.
Yeah. And the argument there is, well, they pay taxes.
They live there, and they're there for you.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And so that will become nationwide.
Yeah.
Look, I've been warning for 20 years, Kimmer, that America, the United States, had reached its life expectancy for a constitutional republic. Throughout history, every country that was based even loosely on the formula of the United States was dead within 230 years. And that's where we are. And all you have to do is sit now and look out there, and you can see, well, this is how they died. This is how we're dying. When you're running a company, you cannot hire people based on merit. Maybe I told you, I don't know. The Oregon Forestry Commission.
Yeah,
Did I
we
tell
talked
you about them?
Yeah, the DEI chief. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Tell a story. Go ahead. Yeah, tell them what you're talking about.
It was an Oregon forestry official was accused by the DEI head in that department of hiring people based on merit.
On merit, yeah. The best qualified for the job got the job. I said, wait a minute.
Yeah,
you can't do that.
No, there are all sorts of boxes here you have to check. What color are they? What do they kiss?
Yeah.
And when?
Yeah.
And you can't hire on the basis of merit. And that's what's going to happen to this country.
And they got him in trouble. They suspended him. I mean, it's not only just complained about it. He lost his job.
I don't know if he's lost it permanently.
Well, he was suspended and reprimanded and attacked. And, oh, my God.
So merit will no longer be even a primary consideration when it comes to hiring, not only in the government sector, like the Oregon example, but in the private sector as well. Mm-hmm. And, over at Apollo Radio, before I left, they had a DE. They had their little HR person. Yeah. She was about 4 feet 8 inches tall. And every time she'd speak to the crowd, I'd say, "Would you stand up, please?"
That's a good way to do it.
What are they going to do? Fire me?
Well, there you go.
and I steadfastly, I bet you've done this too.
Yes.
In all the years I was there, how many mandatory meetings did they have to discuss human HR and all this kind of stuff? And I never went to one. Never one. Well, not once.
The last one we had where I worked, Pete Davis was there too. I got in trouble because of the girl. Oh my! It was a thing on sexual harassment, and the HR people at the radio station called in the specialist from the company, and she was a knockout. She was like the Spanish chick, about 30, with enormous throbbing breasts, and I mean, who looked in a tight skin. Oh my God! And so when she walked in the room, everybody looked at me. Now, okay, I didn't say a word. I didn't say a freaking word. I didn't look at anything. But I was the afternoon host, and everybody looked at me, and I said, "No, what are you looking at me for?" Yes,
I was completely aware of your reputation.
Well, anyway, so she did her speech, and nobody said a word. Everything was fine, and then she left the room. That day on the air, that was like at noon. That afternoon, I go on the radio, and I told that story. I said, "So in comes this knockout chick, man." And I thought, boy, she's talking about sexual harassment, and here's this dish walking in the room. So I was making jokes, stuff like that. Well, she was listening. And she went to my general manager, Pete Davis, one of the great general managers, our late general manager, one of the greatest guys of all time. And she went to him and complained officially about my talking about making a joke about it on the radio. So they called me in, and in fact, also in that meeting was the vice president of the corporation was in that meeting too when they called me in to talk about it, and they called me in to suspend me for 3 days. And I said,
"Did I ever work for that corporation?"
It was GST.
Really?
Yeah. And they called me in and said, "We got to suspend you for 3 days because she did a complaint or whatever." And I said, "Well, first of all, what you do on the air is exempt from human resources harassment type things if you're on the air as part of your show. What those things are as the way you deal with people and stuff when you're not on the radio. On the air stuff is your show, and it's exempt. So I said, I'll tell you what, I'll take the 3 days off, and then you can all kiss my ass. And then I handed him my contract. No, I swear to God. And this is the vice president girl was in the room, and I thought they were calling me in to sign my new contract. It was I only had it in my hand, and I said, so as far as I'm concerned, you can kiss my ass. And I threw the contract down, and I said, I'm leaving. I said, no, wait, hold on. And she grabbed the contract and signed it right there, afraid that I said, I'm out. I said, this is bull crap. I yelled and screamed. No one had ever talked to him like that. And they said,
Kimmer.
Yeah.
Decaf.
Sorry. Well, that's what happened. I was so mad. My head was exploding. So I just took a 3-day vacation. And then everything was fine after that. But they said they had to do it to make her happy. And I said, well, you're not making me happy. And they said, we're sorry. So they signed the contract right there. And they didn't want, it was not planned. Anyway, I'm sorry. I got out of control here. But that's true story on the human resources.
Well, I mean, at Apollo, this whole thing about stand up. Yeah. Somebody said that to a speaker one time. Could you stand up? And HR went and said to that speaker, were your feelings hurt?
Oh, God.
I mean, when they said that, were your feelings hurt? Is there something we can do for? So from that point on, every time that HR troll said anything, I'd yell, stand up. Listen, if I wasn't getting the ratings, I wouldn't have lasted 2 days.
Well, you were getting the ratings, and you still are. Neil Boortz, always a pleasure. Be careful out there. I don't know, are you traveling around or still in Florida? Just real quick before we go.
Oh, we got so much to do.
We'll talk about it. Keep us posted. Yeah. Call us anytime. We love Thursdays, Fridays, but anytime you want, any time of the day you want to. Neil Boortz, thanks, man. Hi to your sweet, hi to your sweet Mrs. 432, Kimmer, Pete, Flounder, and Neil Boortz on 106.3 right here. Here we go.
Only place to be on election night is right here on XTRA 106.3. Our live commercial-free broadcast starts at 6 p.m. and goes all night until the winner is declared. And we'll have the entire XTRA crew in studio, local and national experts, and your calls live on the air all night. So grab the XTRA 106.3 app now, stream it on YouTube, or just be here live on election night with Atlanta's only conservative voice, XTRA 106.3 FM.
Convenience is defined as the state of being able to proceed with something with little effort or difficulty. Well, at RBM of Atlanta, we embody this philosophy. Meet our Mercedes-Benz pickup and delivery service. It gives you back time and money. Does your Mercedes-Benz need service? If so, we'll pick up your vehicle that's requiring service from your home or office and bring it back to our dealership for the required service. With over 100 appointments available every weekday, over 50 appointments on Saturdays, and more than 200 courtesy vehicles in our fleet, we're here to serve. We'll work around your schedule. We're here to save you time, energy, and money. RBM of Atlanta is a J.D. Power 2023 Diamond Dealer of Excellence for the customer sales experience and Georgia's only 9-time Mercedes-Benz Best of the Best winner. We're proud to be Atlanta's Mercedes-Benz connection since 1964. Pickup and delivery service restrictions do apply. Ask your service coordinator or service advisor for details.
Have you considered securing your family's future, protecting your hard-earned assets, navigating complex legal matters with ease? Nelson Elder Care Law is here to guide and empower you and your loved ones. As a family-owned and family-focused business, our mission is to exceed your expectations, offering absolute assurance and peace of mind. With our trademarked Absolute Protection Trust and expertise in customized estate planning, Medicaid crisis solutions, probate administration, guardianship, and conservatorship, Nelson Elder Care Law protects what matters most to you. Imagine a team dedicated to safeguarding your legacy every step of the way. Our flat fees ensure transparency, and our customized plans prioritize your family's specific needs. Are you worried about protecting your family and your legacy after you're gone? Let us help you ensure you're absolutely protected from whatever curveballs life may throw your way. Schedule a complimentary legacy planning meeting with our legal team in Marietta or Woodstock today. Contact us at 678-250-9355 or visit at nelsoneldercarelaw.com.
Are you looking for something simple but delicious, sweet but also savory? Discover Schumann Farms Sweet Onions. Schumann Farms is a third-generation family farm with the Real Sweet brand and Mr. Buck's brand sweet onions. Each brand brings savory, sweet deliciousness to every meal. Whether you're grilling, sautéing, or simply adding a fresh crunch to your salad, Schumann Farms has you covered. Look for Schumann Farms Real Sweet brand and your Mr. Buck's brand sweet onions at your grocery store and taste the difference for yourself. Schumann Farms, the Georgia family farm growing tradition and the world's sweetest onions.
It's time to turn work into fun with Exmark mowers this fall from Howard Brothers. Exmark mowers are built for speed, precision, and durability, making every cut cleaner, every job faster, and you can have fun doing it. Whether you're mowing lawns or tackling leaves, Exmark gets the job done fast, giving you more time to enjoy the season. So gear up and save time with mowers the pros trust. Visit Howard Brothers to check out your next Exmark mower today. The grass is always greener when you take care of it with Exmark and Howard Brothers.
It's fall, y'all. And no matter what your family has on the plate, Subaru of Gwinnett has the vehicle for you. If you're headed to a game, then tailgate in style in the all-new 2025 Subaru Forester. It holds everything you need for the tailgate and keeps the most precious cargo, your family, safe. Maybe you're just taking a ride up to the mountains to see the leaves or driving to spend time with the family. Wherever you're headed this fall, the 2025 Subaru Outback shares your spirit with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive and up to 32 miles per gallon. And we're proud to offer you so much more than a car buying experience. At Subaru of Gwinnett, we extend that saving to our amazing and reliable service department, where you'll get unmatched service and specials you'll love during our fall service event. Visit us on Satellite Boulevard in Duluth and let us show you how our family can take care of your family. Or start your shopping online at SubaruofGwinnett.com.
Little scoop, new scoop. You don't know what I got. Here, Lou Scoop, you don't know what I've done.
What I've got.
So don't put me down.
I got a little deuce scoop. Pete's got a little deuce scoop. It's almost Halloween. Look at Mr. Pumpkin flying around there for our YouTube mafia. Look out. The Beach Boys, 1988. Stephen Love, the brother of Beach Boys singer Mike Love, pleaded guilty. Well, they wrote that the wrong way. Beach Boys singer Mike Love's brother, Stephen, pleaded guilty in L.A. Municipal Court to a count of theft. He had embezzled more than $900,000 from the Beach Boys, including his brother, when he was acting as their manager in 1988. Mercy. Our birthday list includes Chuck Lorre, 72. Want to play a little song? We can play a little song. That's a good song. You can flip your lid. One more thing, I got the pink slip, Daddy. I used to like this. I also like the one where Daddy's going to take your T-bird away. The little girl going, whatever that one was, and all that stuff there. Anyway, Chuck Lorre, 72 years old today, creator of 2.5 Men, took the brunt of Charlie Sheen's wrath. Chuck Lorre, 72, also produced The Big Bang Theory, Young Sheldon, Mike and Molly, and the Anna Faris sitcom Mom. Chuck Lorre. And on this day in history, a couple little bitty things here. 1931, inventor, greed-infected masochist Thomas Edison died on this day of despicable torture idiosis, an unusual disease. He left behind a will hoping that people would torture his pets when he was dead. Also on this day, 1954. You remember this. I'll bet Flounder's never seen one. 1954, the Regency TR1. A handy little device from Texas Instruments that showed the future. The first commercially produced transistor radio. Oh. Boy, we used to sneak those into bed at night, listen to ball games and stuff, and in school. I used to have Davis got one right, guys. That's a transistor radio. I think we all used to have books, like big, heavy books that you could carve, you could cut out the middle pages, and we would hide our transistor radios inside the closed book. As like a little case, take them to school and stuff.
I would put it under my pillow and listen to baseball games until the batteries are died. I'd wake up next morning and the battery dead, and it had that weird smell to the metal of the case because it got hot.
Yeah, I mean, I remember those days. Flounder, have you ever even seen a transistor radio, or have you ever heard one?
I've seen one. I never had one because I had a cassette player.
Boy, and talk about trying to get the right signal. Just a little you can't turn much.
Come in, Tokyo Rose.
It's just just a 16th of a 17th of an inch, and boy, you're going to lose your thing anyway. It's kind of cool. That was 1951, the Regency TR1 from Texas Instruments. 440 here with a Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. 404-741-1230 is the number. 404-741-1230. We got tweets, we got memes, and we got all kinds of stuff with Pete Davis, so I think we better a little thing called Pete's Tweets.
Ron says, oh, my God, can someone please hook this man up with a woman? If she says honey to him, he will melt and be putty in her hands. Wait, ooh, love you, Kimmer. And then Ron followed that up with, oh, crap, I said honey. It was supposed to be baby.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kimmer, you're Atlanta's baby.
Oh, this is by Ron? Not Ron. No. Okay. Ron. Yeah.
All right. Babylon Bee headline. Kamala appeals to black voters by offering free pack of menthols and a copy of Medea's Family Reunion on DVD.
I get the cools going, baby.
Also, Babylon Bee. Harris complains she was not informed the interview would include questions. Glenn Greenwald reports Brazil and the European Union are now seizing the assets of Elon Musk's companies because he will not crack down on free speech on Twitter. Brazil lawlessly took money from SpaceX accounts to try and force control over Twitter. Now the EU has seen that and is doing the same.
Good God. I mean, that's just shame. That it's got to be a crime. There's got to be some international world court or something.
They changed. Please.
Yeah,
they're global elitists. They're after him too.
This is what they want.
Anyway. Alexander tweets, you don't accidentally report a drop in crime when you actually have a sharp increase. You don't accidentally misplace money for Ukraine. You don't accidentally release billions to Iran right before they start funding wars. Everything was done in coordination. Trump is fighting against the people who have the ability to manipulate everything we see and hear. If you're still supporting Trump amidst one of the greatest indoctrinations in history, congratulations, you're smarter than they expected.
Good thought.
Yeah.
Wow.
Here's why beta males are almost as dangerous as liberal women. Headline in the Daily Mail reads, male Norwegian politician raped by asylum seeker says he feels guilty his attacker will now be deported because the man might suffer back in Somalia.
This is what did you say, Norway?
Norwegian. A male Norwegian politician.
He's probably as white as this baseball, okay? Yeah. So a Somalian comes over and rapes the white Norwegian man.
Rogers him.
Who then feels guilty about...
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. I'm sorry. You deserve to be Rogered
I'm surprised.
All the time.
I was
probably liked it.
I'm surprised he didn't make a racial thing out of it, saying, well, I'm appalled.
I'm telling you, it's disgusting. Philadelphia cream cheese, speaking of white, it's very white.
Well.
Philadelphia cream cheese has a new product. It's called Philadelphia cream cheese frosting. It comes in a cup you can scoop to put on your cakes or cookies or just eat with a spoon.
Yeah. Well, people do make cream cheese stuff.
Yes, icing. It's very good.
A cream cheese on a piece of celery stick or a bagel or something.
No, this is
wonderful.
frosting. Yeah, this is sweet
like
frosting.
Cake stuff. Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
I'll bet that's all right.
Now, I give you maybe the greatest addition ever to Pete's Tweets.
Oh, my God. I'm excited.
You ready?
I'm ready right now.
It comes from the Associated Press itself. Right. AP tweeted this wonderful headline. Al Roker's sweet potato poon, a delicious dish with a side of mystery.
Sweet potato poon?
Poon, P-O-O-N. Okay.
You can't. Wait a minute.
Now,
hold on a minute.
Don't get ahead of me. They probably should have used the word pie instead of poon. I do not recommend looking up the definition of poon in your fucking wagons.
Yeah.
But the real delicious part of this tweet is the tweets that followed.
All right, sir.
I now read them to you for your entertainment and enjoyment. Deebs tweets, I'm 90% positive there was a Delta Gamma girl at FSU in the late 80s that went by that nickname. Sweet potato
Delta Gamma girl.
Dekusi responded, you knew what you were doing, AP, and you did it anyway. Allegedly, Jackson said, would you describe it as tangy? Sturdy Jen tweets, the mystery is which intern is getting fired for this headline. Also, I'm canceling Thanksgiving. The X said, this will pair nicely with Chef's salty chocolate balls, not to mention Pete Schwetty's balls.
Just Schwetty's balls from PBS, from the National Public Radio, right there.
Pete Schwetty balls. That's good stuff. That's
Every year. Oh, that's so good.
Bert added, I've eaten so much of Al Roker's poon, I couldn't possibly take another bite. Kristen tweets, I'll take dishes I never wanted to ask my grandmother to pass at Thanksgiving for $800, Alex.
Pass the
and
poon.
Bam Bam. Pass Al Roker sweet potato poon, will you? Look, pass the jelly.
You got any Grey Poupon?
And Bam Bam wraps it all up by tweeting, with a nice glass of Dickens cider.
From the Dickens Company, of course. It's delicious and tasty. 446, Carrot Pete Flounder. We got a hit on our hands, Pete. We like this new segment, indeed. 404-741-1230. Look out, here we go. The legend Neil Boortz is only on Extra 106.3. Hey, it's the camera. How's it going? Here's what you missed from the Talkmaster.
Another assassin tried to kill the former president. Why 2 attempts in the last couple of months? Well, could it possibly be because of the way Donald Trump's opponents and his media arm are talking about him?
Catch Neil's commentary every day on Extra 106.3 or listen anytime on the Extra 106.3 app. It's time for the Boortz Report, brought to you by Southern Exteriors, the Southeast's premier home exterior solution. Quality and precision you can rely on for over 20 years. Visit southernexteriors.co.
So we're sitting around playing Parcheesi last night, and the Queen looks at me and says, why doesn't the media inform people that this country is not a democracy? And that started a conversation. You're right, honey, as always. When the hyena tells us that the rich need to pay their fair share, why doesn't the media then report that actually the top 1% of income earners pay 52% of all income taxes? And every time they talk about the right to vote, why doesn't the media tell us that the Supreme Court has ruled there is no constitutional right to vote in a presidential election? So many other minor things, too, like why doesn't the media remind us that there is no Social Security trust fund? Surely you can think of some examples yourself, and you probably already know the answer. Our national news media, most local news media, they are not objective reporters of the truth. They have an agenda. The agenda is overwhelmingly left-wing. The agenda is overwhelmingly Democrat. The anchors, the reporters, the producers, the columnists, they all want Kamala Harris to win. They despise Donald Trump. They want him to go away. And they are not going to report anything that could damage the Democrat message or could make people, voters, actually curious about some of the things they hear. Well, like the rich pay their fair share nonsense. The sad thing is that thanks to our government education system, most voters in this country aren't able to discern what the truth here really is. Hopefully, there are enough high information voters to overcome this. Neil Boortz, Extra 106.3.
Hey, it's Megan Poole with Southern Exteriors, and it's fall, y'all, and those leaves are starting to drop. Now it's time to get your home ready with Southern Exteriors. Whether it's cleaning out your gutters, adding gutter covers, or both, Southern Exteriors has got you covered. Plus, with any gutter cleaning job, you'll get a free roof inspection. So don't wait. Call Southern Exteriors today at 877-9-SOUTHERN or visit southernexteriors.co. Southern Exteriors, quality and precision you can rely on.
You may know that ATL Turf Co. has become a leader in artificial grass design and installation services, but you may not know that ATL Turf Co. is a large artificial grass distributor. We only sell U.S.-made, premium name brand turf at factory direct pricing below wholesale. And now we're open to the public with large inventories of lawn and landscape, putting green, athletic, and pet turf on sale. Plus, all remnants are on sale for only $1 per square foot, direct from Dalton to our warehouse in Kennesaw. Visit atlturfco.com to learn more. atlturfco.com.
Hey, Georgia neighbors, it's time to expect more from your Medicare Advantage. Discover Sonder Health's custom plans tailored just for Georgians. Saunders offers unique benefits, including special plans for those living with chronic conditions. Some plans even come with grocery or gas benefits to support your overall well-being. Sonder Health makes it easy to get the coverage you need. See for yourself what today's Medicare Advantage can do for you. Visit SonderHealthPlans.com, a healthier state of life. Sonder Health Plans is an HMO and PPO with Medicare contracts. Enrollment in Sonder Health Plans depends on contract renewal.
Hey, sandwich lovers, today's your lucky day. There's a whole new way to roll for lunch or dinner delight with Nucky's Hoagies in the Roswell Corners Shopping Center. Now open. Nucky's Hoagies in Roswell is family owned and operated by the Sub-Sisters, Stacy and Shannon, whose love language is food and Nucky's Hoagies, their passion. When you bite into a Nucky's Hoagie, you'll taste the difference. The softest hoagie rolls ever, along with hunger-quenching sandwich combinations. Make Nucky's Hoagies in Roswell on Woodstock Road your new favorite spot for lunch or dinner.
If you love listening to Extra all week, make sure you're here this weekend for even more great local shows from across the community. The All Four Seasons Home Show, Ben Burnett, Janelle King, Back Your Blue, and so many more. Listen to them this weekend or anytime on the all-new Extra 106.3 app.
They took the credit for your second symphony.
There we go. It's the Buggles.
Now I understand the problems you could see.
1979. Number one. Video killed the radio star. The Buggles, number one on the British singles chart. Video killed the radio star. It was a studio band featuring producer Trevor Horn. And as you probably know, it was the first ever music video shown on MTV in North America. 1979 Buggles, number one song. Well, good for them. Phone calls take priority here. Cameron, Pete, and Flounder to the phones. It's Ed. You're on the radio, man. How's it going? Happy Friday.
Cameron, same to you.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, when you were talking about that transistor radio, I could vividly recall of working for an insurance company, and somebody bigwig come out with a handheld calculator. Unbelievable. Never saw one in my life.
Yeah, that's the same thing. I remember that too. Yeah. Oh man.
Hewitt Packard.
Yeah.
Was the first company to invent the handheld. You know what that thing cost in 1972? $395.
Oh my God! Are you serious? Holy smokes!
You can go to Dollar Tree and get one for $2 now that had the same damn power that had.
Wow!
But that's how things change, isn't it, brother?
Yeah.
Look at what TVs cost now.
I know.
It's amazing.
I can't believe it. Yeah. Listen, thanks, Ed. I really appreciate it, man. Good memories, too. 453. I'll never forget, those little transistor radios. And they weren't very good quality, but everybody had one.
They worked.
Yeah, they did work. Our birthday list includes Jean-Claude Van Damme, who is 60... No, I wrote over my own damn thing here. 64 today. And one more sports birthday, Lindsey Vonn is 40 years old, the skiing champion girl, Tiger's former squeeze. And since we know how Tiger likes to treat his ladies, we know a little more about Lindsey Vonn today than we did before, too. Anyway, and... well, whatever. I mean, no, I'm happy for everybody who's happy.
Good thing she's around a lot of ice.
Yeah. On this day in 1962, Francis Crick, Maurice Wilkins, and my old buddy James D. Watson won the Nobel Prize for Medicine and Physiology for figuring out the double helix structure for the DNA. And again, on the Phil Donahue show, I met him in the green room. He was on the show with me. I was on the show with him. And he had a little piece of egg from morning breakfast stuck on his chin. And I had to go up and tell Dr. freaking Watson with the Nobel Prize DNA guy that he had something on his head, wiped some egg off his face, which is pretty funny. And again, the movie, The Search for the Double Helix or something like that, it's a highbrow movie, but it was really well done. I remember it was probably it had to be from the 70s. And it was really well done. It explained the whole story and how it was how they accidentally discovered it. After all the work and the research and everything else by chance, that he dropped the model on the floor, picked it back up, put it back together again, and realized he had put it back together upside down, and it fit. It had a wooden model of all the molecules, and he dropped it. And he said, oh, crap. So he dropped, oh, crap. So he picked it up like this and went, oh, my God. And it fit together.
Did you read the article in the New Yorker that they're using AI now to put together strings of dirt molecules to find new antibiotics?
The saving grace, if it doesn't kill the entire population of the world, the saving grace of AI is going to be saving people's lives.
Medical.
I mean, isn't
medical stuff.
I think about it, but the danger, the more it knows about things like molecules and building, life forms, the more dangerous it is to eliminate those life forms. And so, at some point,
it's going to be making all our new medicines. It's going to be discovering all the new medicines,
which is great. And there takes all the politics out of it. I hope. I mean, if it's just available.
Big Pharma doesn't look for new antibiotics because there's no money in it.
Right.
So you need somebody else to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, that's the saving grace is going to be, well, I mean, a lot of little things, I suppose, but the saving grace is going to be medicine and future health and longevity of lifestyles and of living of human beings.
And sex robots.
And well, that's I wish they'd hurry up on that. I'm sorry. I kind of got chastised on my Facebook page. You can't do love with a machine. What's the matter with you? Yeah, I know.
Wait. Who's talking love?
Yeah, love's got nothing to do with it.
Love
I would fall in love with it. If I had a machine that looked like a pretty girl, had all the things I like, the way a leg man or whatever, and it was everything else, and she called me baby and treated him stuff, I'd probably fall in love with her. With it.
That'd be a good name for a song. What's love got to do with it?
There you go. Oh, God, Flounder's Funnies while I was waiting. What do you got there for Nucky's Hoagies?
I think I played this a while back, but it's a funny one.
All right, let's play it again.
It's like how fat people eat. You know what I mean? Like, remember when we were kids? It was like a candy bar was a candy bar. Ice cream was ice cream. You never had the unholy matrimony, the two of them. But fat people late at night were doing that.
You know who you are.
Yeah. And these big companies found out about it, and they started doing it and never gave these fatties credit. And they're not going to come waddling out going, hey, I came up with that. There's too much shame involved. But they're the ones who did it. Because I had a fat roommate, and the deal with a fat roommate is during the day, you watch them eat. You're like, how the is this person fat? But after midnight, all the questions are answered. You start hearing sounds. Is there a raccoon in the house? What is going on? And one day you have the balls to go down there, and they look up from this bowl of slop. You don't even know what it is. I mean, I would rather walk in on a murder than walk in on a clinically obese person at 2 in the morning. You know why that was funny? That's a true story. I had a buddy of mine. He said to me one time, I told him I got a pint of ice cream. I told this fatty that I had a pint of ice cream, right? And he goes, oh, yeah, I love buyers. He goes, you ever just leave it out for a couple hours and let it melt and then just drink it like a shake? I went like, no. And then he tried to play it off like, yeah, me neither.
Bill Burr, I'm guessing.
Yes, sir.
You could just do Bill Burr and Norm Macdonald, just, get all the oldies in history and just play one every day from years ago, and everybody'd be happy. I mean, seriously.
Stephen Wright.
Just draw the classics. Yeah. Just get all. In fact, you'll probably have AI do it for you. Just say, give me 25 comedy bits of 1 minute and 20 seconds long, and put them in my machine and leave me alone. And they're all classics.
You can ask AI on your phone now to tell you jokes in the style of Norm Macdonald.
Oh, man. man. I'm so out of it. 4:59. Our 4 o'clock hour was brought to you by our friends of Atlanta Safe House, home of the Kibber Safes, absolutely. Tell them the Kibber sent you. Check them out on the web, atlantasafehouse.com, and they have a showroom in Ackworth on Industrial Boulevard. Coming up, more on that big dinner last night and a little comedy bits, and we got Holy Crap at Sports shortly, and telling you how to get some golf time in and everything else. Kibber, Pete, and Flounder coming up on 5 o'clock on 106.3. Happy Friday.
WFOM and W292 EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. This hour is presented by Lee Brandt Jewelry and Watches.
The Battleground Blitz continues. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. After 3 stops in Wisconsin yesterday, Vice President Kamala Harris holding 3 more rallies today in Michigan.
At a rally in Grand Rapids.
This election is truly about 2 very different visions for our nation. Ours, that is focused on the future. Donald Trump's, that is focused on the past.
Harris's campaign has other rallies planned in the coming days in Michigan and Georgia in a tight race in the battleground states against former President Donald Trump, who holds a rally in Detroit tonight and 2 events in Pennsylvania over the weekend.
Fox's Jeff Manasso. Trump telling reporters he's not tired after the vice president claimed she's heard his team is saying he's exhausted.
She doesn't go to any events. She's a loser. She doesn't go to any events. She didn't even show up for the Catholics last night at the hotel. It was insulting.
Referencing an annual charity dinner he attended that's become tradition for candidates, also calling Harris not a smart person and someone who shouldn't represent the country. Renewed hope for a hostage deal now that Hamas leader Yahya Sinwar has been killed in Gaza. President Biden calling it a moment of justice during a meeting with European allies in Germany.
I told the Prime Minister of Israel yesterday, let's also make this moment an opportunity to seek a path to peace, a better future in Gaza without Hamas.
So far, Hamas is doubling down.
A Hamas official has stated today that the death of Sinwar doesn't change anything. In fact, it strengthens them, and that there will be no hostage return until Israel withdraws from Gaza. Ally Hezbollah in southern Lebanon said it will also continue to fight, and the string puller, Iran, noted the Sinwar death only inspires others to defy Israel.
Fox's Greg Palcott in northern Israel. America is listening to Fox News.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. So at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited talk, text, and data for $30 a line when you buy 2. That's just $60 a month for 2 unlimited lines. So if you're 50 and up, make the switch and save. Come on, you've earned this. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today. Requires 2 lines of service, age validation, and credit approval, subject to system and area limits, taxes, and other fees apply.
Hear that? The sound of adorable little birds in your garden. And if you were here, you'd taste the 2 sweet but tiny tomatoes you grew all by yourself. But you're not here. Because your self-care happens when you're riding your motorcycle protected by Progressive on your way to the store for a pack of normal-sized tomatoes. So if you ride, switch to Progressive, America's #1 motorcycle insurer, without getting your hands dirty. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Let's get it together, ladies. Left shoulder, right of leg. Ready on the dog target. Road guards out. Stand by. Look out, it's only me. It's only the Kibber House on 503 with Pete Davis, the Pumpkin Man, up there in the mountains of making him Flounder, the mechanical mangler at the controls. Happy Friday. Let her rip. Anything goes, just like always. Here's a phone number, 404-741-1230. 741-1230. Hope everything's all right with you. We got Whole Grappa Sports coming up. And now, where do we stand on the what is it? Yankees, did they lose last night? So they're, what are they, 2-2?
They did in spectacular fashion. They lost.
Was that, I think I miss, I can't, for some reason, I'm not watching the end of the ball games. I just can't, I don't know what's going on with me. I don't know.
Passing out?
Yeah, something like that. Anyway, so we got the latest on playoffs and all that kind of stuff, and Holy Crap at Sports and the whole thing. Also, more Flounders Funnies, and your phone calls at 404-741-1230. A lot of newsy stuff, including Donald Trump, who, in fact, Flounder and I were talking about this between breaks here a little while ago. I'll bet you that almost every one of the politicians in power right now in Congress and in the White House actually probably all get along. They're just playing a game. They know that they're going to be attacking everybody, but it's just part of the system. That is, they may not really have any personal opinion whatsoever, but they know they got to do the thing, so they're playing out the act. And here's the reason. One of the reasons where I think this is probably true. And we've heard kinds of things like this before. But for example, you're going to hear some comments which are pretty funny and meant to be obviously insulting, but in a funny way, from the dinner last night, the Al Smith dinner. Well, Donald Trump met with Senate Majority Leader, suspected child molester Chuck Schumer last night backstage before the dinner, before kicking him down again. And Donald Trump took Chuck Schumer's hand and said, "You're my guy, you're my guy." Shook his hand warmly ahead of the $5,000 a plate charity dinner. He stood up and clapped to the former president, seated 2 places away next to Timothy Dolan. Trump was caught leaning in, speaking inaudibly to Schumer for several moments taking the podium. And then in fact, we're going to talk about, let's do it here. Hold on a second. Let's play this. Here we go. Cut number 3, Flounder. After shaking his hand and doing, sweet nothing, saying, you're my guy, Chuck Schumer. Cut number cut number 3. Donald Trump last night, concerning that very same individual.
Coming and very, very strong a certain way. I won't tell you what way that is, but Chuck Schumer is here looking very glum. Doesn't he look glum? He looks glum. But look on the bright side, Chuck, considering how woke your party has become. If Kamala loses, you still have a chance to become the first woman president.
Yeah, there were a lot of cheers. And again, of course, Carmela's side piece didn't show up, and we'll talk more about that later, and also how she reacted at her event to someone who showed that there may be a God in his life, and it's typical. While we're at it, Flounder, let's do cut number 6, too. This was also pretty funny. Donald Trump warned the crowd that second gentleman Doug Emhoff shouldn't be allowed near nannies in the future. Of course, he knocked up his nanny and apparently made her get an abortion. And they also, he slapped around his girlfriend in Vegas that time or whatever. But Donald Trump, this may be the most passed along social media reacted to soundbite from the dinner last night. Cut number 6, Donald Trump having a little fun with the people who may not be voting for him. Flounder?
There's a group called White Dudes for Harris. Have you seen this? White Dudes for Harris. Anybody know? Are some of you here? White Dudes for Harris doesn't sound like it. But I'm not worried about them at all because their wives and their wives' lovers are all voting for me. Every one of those people is voting for me.
Well, and in fact, let's do a little thing. Let's keep it going. How about a little Jim Gaffigan? He was pretty good last night. In fact, you read him a couple of things. There were reactions this morning on social media saying he just destroyed the Democrat Party. And I'm not sure if that's true, but let's do cut number 1. Jim Gaffigan last night there, Flounder.
This event has been referred to as the Catholic Met Gala. 22% of Americans identify as Catholic. Catholics will be a key demographic in every battleground state. I'm sorry, why is Vice President Harris not here?
Ooh, hear him? Yeah.
I mean, consider this. This is a room full of Catholics and Jews in New York City. This is a layup for the Democratic nominee. I mean, in her defense, she did find time to appear on The View, Howard Stern, Colbert, and the longtime staple of campaigning, the Call Her Daddy podcast.
How about Jim Gaffigan taking on President Biden last night and the Democrat Party? This is pretty cool, too. Number 2, flounder Jim Gaffigan last night.
The Democrats have been telling us Trump's re-election is a threat to democracy. In fact, they were so concerned of this threat, they staged a coup, ousted their democratically elected incumbent, and installed Kamala Harris. In other words, all her dreams have come true. Really? It really makes you consider the power of prayer, right, Cardinal? Sometimes prayers take 3.5 years and a George Clooney op-ed.
That was pretty clever, too. The guy, you got to hand it to him. Now, he was the guy who does this Hot Pockets. He was famous for that Hot Pockets routine or something. Yeah, whatever. But he was pretty clever last night.
You know what?
Yeah.
He used to be kind of liberal, and a few months ago he was on Joe Rogan, and Rogan told him a lot of stuff about January 6th and everything, and Gaffigan was just amazed.
Well, and by the way, at some time, once Republicans get back in control, there will be an investigation, a thorough investigation of the January 6th event and that commission. And the truth is going to come out about the FBI and the phoniness and how it was set up, and Nancy Pelosi deliberately keeping by the security. There's too many things that were way off about that entire event, the mostly peaceful Ashley Babbitt Day. And one day that's going to come out. I hope to God they start that soon after he takes office again. 511. Let's do one more soundbite here, Flounder. Number 8. This is kind of cool. Dave Ramsey. Now, back when I was on the radio, when we were doing our show, Dave, thank you. Dave Ramsey, one time right before that, they fired me before I knew it. They said, hey, we want you to have a special guest on your show. We're going to do a special live remote because Dave Ramsey's coming to Atlanta, so we want you to go do your show where he's going to have his performance so you can have Dave Ramsey on your show. And I thought, oh, that's great. So I had sure thing. So I have Dave Ramsey in my show for 3 hours. Did the whole show with Dave Ramsey. About 2 days later, I get fired, and guess who replaces me? Dave Ramsey. They were using me to promote his new show. Anyway,
because they're scumballs.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Anyway, here's Dave Ramsey talking about who he's going to vote for.
We don't have to play it if you don't want to.
Oh, no, let's do it because it's worth it. I don't care. I'm just saying. It's worth playing because it's Dave Ramsey and he's a big guy, and I'm here with you guys. Dave Ramsey.
Okay. I'm looking at ideas and which ideas land on which side of the aisle. Where am I most likely going to get a tax policy I like, an immigration policy I like, a foreign policy I like? Where am I most likely to get a gun policy I like, a climate change policy I like, a woke policy I like, that I agree with? Where am I most likely to get that? And I can check those boxes very clearly, very quickly on these two candidates. So I'm going to tell you, I'm voting for Donald Trump, not because I'm voting for Donald Trump.
Are we going here?
That's okay. But because I checked those boxes, and more of those are on that side than on the other side. Some of you are never going to listen to me again after this. That's okay. I can deal with that. That's happened to me for 30 years. People have threatened me that I'm going to cancel you. That's hard to do. I own the show. And so you're not going to get to cancel me. So you can leave, but you can't cancel me.
There you go. Well, must be nice. 5:13 coming up here. Holy crap at sports standing by. And more in the politics. Carmela, wait till how she reacted to someone who believes in God. And Tim False Waltz, Tampon Tim, the phony warrior. Yeah, he's not taking care of a mama. Coming up, 5:13. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. How you doing?
Latest breaking news to the conservative voices you know and trust. Your best new follow on social media is XTRA 106.3. We're at XTRA 106.3 on Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Threads, and LinkedIn, and pretty much any social media you scroll through every day. And we drop exclusive giveaways, new daily content, and the latest breaking news from Georgia and across this great nation. Interact with your favorite extra personalities. Get the latest on our live events, and so much more. Follow at XTRA 106.3 across all your social media and keep up with Atlanta's only conservative voice.
Jason Albritton here from Southern Exteriors. This holiday season, we're doing something truly special with our Home for the Holidays roof giveaway. Until November 30th, you have the chance to nominate a deserving family in need of a brand new roof just in time for the holidays. Imagine the comfort of knowing a family will enter the holiday season in a safe, secure home. It's more than just a roof. It's a peace of mind and a place to make cherished memories. Let's come together and make a difference. The winner will be announced on December 4th. To learn more, submit your nomination. Visit southernexteriors.co. Southern Exteriors, where home means more.
Listen up. This is David Van Sant from Van Sant Law. I usually use this time on the radio to remind you if you're in an accident to make the right call to Van Sant Law. While this is true, this upcoming election is so important, I just need to speak from the heart and shift the focus from my firm to the future of this great country and urge everyone not only to go vote, but to make the right vote and to cast your ballot for Donald J. Trump 2024 to make America great again. Thank you so much, and God bless America.
Paid for by Van Sant Law. Hey, are you paying crazy rates for your health insurance? Call Doug Moore at 770-697-0100. Your health insurance cost shouldn't look like a house payment. Are you tired of having things not covered like doctor visits, labs, etc.? Doug can help, so call him at 770-697-0100. Doug sells all forms of health insurance. His plans have no deductibles, and you don't have to switch doctors. If you're paying too much for health insurance, Doug can help. He has over 20 years experience. You can go to his website and request a quote. Go to yourchoicehealthplan.net. That's yourchoicehealthplan.net, or call his cell phone at 770-697-0100. Doug can make a plan that you will be able to use. Call 770-697-0100 and he can help. Or go to his website to request a quote, yourchoicehealthplan.net, and contact him. Doug says don't fret. Go to yourchoicehealthplan.net and he can bring rates down. 770-697-0100.
D. Geller & Son Jewelers is celebrating 85 years in Atlanta this month. It's been an honor to be your hometown family jeweler since 1939. Founded as the South's first diamond and jewelry wholesaler, D. Geller & Son brings those quality standards and that unbeatable pricing to the comfort of your neighborhood jewelry store. D. Geller & Son is still 100% family-owned and operated, and we love our community. That's why we have trained jewelers you can trust in every store for professional, reliable service on site. It's why we have Atlanta's best lifetime care plan for free, covering everything from ring sizing to diamond upgrades. And most importantly, it's why we're committed to find or design the perfect piece of jewelry for your most special moments. No matter the budget, you can be confident D. Geller & Son Jewelry is the best quality and value you can find. It's going to last, and they're going to love it. There's no jeweler in Atlanta like D. Geller & Son, and that's why we've been Atlanta's most trusted jeweler since 1939. Come celebrate 85 years with us in Atlanta, Kennesaw, or Sandy Springs, and read our story online at dgeller.com.
We're all back to busy schedules this time of year, school, work, everything else that's coming up. Hey, the holidays are around the corner. Don't let car trouble add to the stress of your day. Before you start putting all of those miles on your car, CarShield, America's most trusted vehicle protection company, wants you to consider one of their plans. Now, they provide plans for owners of new cars, high-mileage vehicles, or vehicles with expired manufacturing warranties. A broken AC unit can cost you up to $3,000. A broken water pump, $1,400. Are you prepared to pay out of pocket for repairs in this economy? CarShield doesn't just offer affordable repairs, they also provide jobs for 1,300 Americans. And they're here 24/7, keeping you safe on the road. Call CarShield today. Get your free quote and 20% off at 800-227-6100. As we head into the holiday season, save yourself from major repairs. Get a free quote and save 20% now at carshield.com/Beck. 800-227-6100. 800-227-6100. carshield.com/Beck. Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at carshield.com.
The Morning Extra from 6 to 10. Glenn Beck until noon. Clay and Buck from noon to 3. And The Kimmer Show on your ride home from 3 to 6. Plus Jesse Kelly from 6 to 9. And Jimmy Vela from 9 to midnight. The voices you need all day with the conservative voice of Atlanta. Extra 106.3 FM and the Extra app.
All right, look out. Hold on, Rick. 5:18, our 5 o'clock hour, brought to you by our friends at Lee Brandt Jewelers, where luxury jewelry and watches are affordable. Drop by their store in Sandy Springs or visit LeeBrandt.com. Hey, holy crap, it's sports with Pete Davis.
Well, a slight change to who carries the Braves games on television next season. According to SaturdayDownSouth.com, from here on out, assuming Diamond comes out of their bankruptcy case still intact, Bally Sports South and Bally Sports Southeast will now be known as FanDuel Sports Network South and FanDuel Sports Network Southeast. That's right. The online betting company FanDuel. Major League Baseball is reportedly not happy with this new arrangement.
No, God.
Personally, I don't care what they call it as long as we can still watch the games. And as always, you can listen to Braves games on sister station 680 The Fan. Baseball on radio is how it was meant to be heard anyway.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Absolutely. But how come there's more gambling? There's more gambling companies involved in sports these days than ever, and I'm sort of surprised.
That's where the gambles
Well,
are.
I know, but I'm kind of surprised that it hasn't become a thing. That they're saying, well, isn't that kind of iffy about people taking advantage of no one inside of this? I don't know.
What else you going to gamble on? What your wife's cooking for dinner tonight?
Well,
I mean,
but are they sponsoring the? I thought you weren't supposed to have anything to do with gambling and sports.
That ship has sailed.
I guess so. Okay, I'm wrong again.
Okay. As for the American League Championship Series, it's finally on. After the Yankees sleepwalked to the first two wins, they were one out away from going up 3-0 when this happened.
Oh my goodness! Big Christmas has tied it! The ultimate present under the tree! Oh my goodness!
Now, I'm told that's Carl Ravitch, but that doesn't sound like Carl Ravitch.
I don't
know who
recognize
that was. Like
yeah.
TBS or maybe or something. I don't know. Then in the bottom of the 10th, we know who did this call. The ever-excitable Tom Hamilton of WTAM.
Swung on, hit high, hit deep to left. There she goes! How about that? Two-run home run to the bleachers and left.
How about that's Mel Allen? How about that?
Okay,
That's
come
Mel
on.
Allen.
Tom is a fixture in Cleveland. Now, the great thing about Tom is that could have been a foul pop fly to third base, and he'd be yelling that ball. I'm telling you.
Same guy.
He's an excitable boy, but it's always fun to listen to. So the Guardians are now down 2 to just 1, so it is now on.
Good.
As for the NLCS, the Dodgers spanked the Mets in Flushing again, this time 10-2 or something like that. It was ugly. L.A. now up 3-1. Max Muncy had his record streak of 12 straight at-bats reaching base in the postseason snapped. During the streak, Max had 8 walks, 2 singles, and 2 home runs.
Wow, good.
On a tear. Game 5 of the NL Divisional Series between the Dodgers and Padres last week, the one where the 2 Japanese-born pitchers went against each other and Shohei was playing. 7.5 million viewers here in America. In Japan, how many people viewed?
4 million people.
Higher.
7 million people.
That's how many in America. How many in Japan?
712 million people.
Now you're just talking.
I'm sorry.
13 million people
I'll
in
bet.
Japan tuned in, almost twice as many as tuned into a baseball game here in America.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I'll bet.
By the way, shame on Fox to bump the National League Championship Series 2 nights in a row to FS1.
Yeah, what the hell was that all about? I couldn't believe it. These are the playoffs for the
Riveting
World, for the
television.
pennant, for God's sakes. Sorry.
The Masked Singer, Crime Scene Kitchen.
Jesus.
Okay, thanks.
Really?
Imagine a world where the NFL lets this happen.
Yeah, that's...
It would never, ever happen. Rob Manfred is the worst commissioner of any sport, and thanks to Josh Carey for pointing this out, Skip's son. He pointed this out on Facebook and is like, you know what, you're right. This is ridiculous. What's
Good.
going
And the
on
insiders ought to be getting on this. In fact, I looked at the TV listing, say, where the hell's the ball game? And they were like, I got to go to FS1. I mean, it's crazy. I've never heard of such a thing. For the pennant race? Jesus.
The weird thing about Fubo, which I use, is great. I can't get the American version of the ALCS, so all the Yankees games I've been watching are all in basically Spanish.
Oh, man.
And it's hysterical. I've been enjoying it.
Andale.
Andale arriba. Quadrangular. Pepsi Cola. Anyway. That's a George Carlin bit. Anyway, Falcons go for their 4th win in a row Sunday at home against the Seahawks. But linebacker Troy Anderson will miss his 3rd straight contest with a knee injury. Outside linebacker Lorenzo Carter will also be left outside with a concussion. Starting safety Justin Simmons questionable with a sore hamstring. The Saints are quickly fading. Getting blown out at home by the Broncos 33-10 last night. New Orleans now 2-5.
Yeah, that's not good there.
Told you Spencer Rattler sucks.
Yeah,
he sucked at Oklahoma. He sucked at South Carolina. He's going to suck in New Orleans. ESPN's Pete Thamel reports that Georgia Tech will be without starting quarterback Haynes King Saturday when they host number 12 Notre Dame at Mercedes-Benz. King has started all 20 games in which he has been available for the Yellow Jackets since transferring from Texas A&M, which I believe is it's a school somewhere in Texas.
I'm not sure where, but somewhere in San Antonio maybe, or Florence.
Okay. Hopefully he's not still
he's
listening.
Not listening, no.
That's for the Agnes Scott crack.
Yeah, exactly.
Neil. Anyway, I went to a fine establishment like Georgia State.
Well, there you are.
San Diego State.
Exactly.
So, I'm very proud of him.
Now you're talking.
Anyway. He was knocked out of Tech's win over North Carolina last week, an upper body injury. Tech is now 5-2. So third-year sophomore Zach Pyron will start against the Irish. He started 2 previous games in his career. He's been part of the offense a little bit, has 17 carries, 60 yards, and 4 rushing touchdowns so far. The Jackets Fighting Irish game can be heard on 680 The Fan.
There you are.
You win some, you lose some. Georgia has lost a big-time recruit after quarterback Jared Curtis out of Christian School in Nashville is opening up his recruitment again. Curtis ranked by the 24/7 Sports Composite as the #1 quarterback in the nation for the class of 26. Also #1 overall prospect in Tennessee. It's a second high school player to decommit from the 26 UGA class. But the Bulldogs picked up a big-time recruit when 5-star defensive lineman Elijah Griffin of Savannah Christian Prep is staying in state, choosing the Dogs over Miami and Southern Cal. His pledge gives Georgia his 23rd known commitment in the 25 class, which ranks 3rd nationally right now. So that's very good.
Good.
There will not be a repeat, though, of Bevo the Longhorn trying to skewer Uga the Bulldog in Austin tomorrow night. Georgia mascot Uga, a 2-year-old English Bulldog, is not making the trip. Uga the 11th has not yet been on a plane or a team bus yet, and the trip is just too long of a drive to make. It'll be the second game this season. Boom, that's his real name, is missing. He didn't go to Kentucky early in the season. We're told the decision is not related to the 2019 incident between Texas mascot Bevo and Boom's daddy. Prior to the Sugar Bowl, January 1st of 19, Bevo charged at Daddy Uga on the sideline before the game. Came very close to being an ex-Bulldog. Boom's owner told the AJC the pup is, quote, really young and immature and crazy as hell, like a bull in a china shop, end quote.
And that steer, those horns are about 10 feet long, by the way. Jeez.
And they sedate poor Bevo. Poor Devo is held by handlers, but for just a brief second, he almost shish kebabbed poor Uga. He got
very
close.
ugly.
The Longhorns are 4.5-point favorite on ESPN Bet, which means Georgia's streak of 49 straight games as a betting favorite will end.
Oh, my.
Wow. Yeah. Let's see. To show you how important the Peach State is in college football these days, of the 8 news stories on ESPN.com's college football page today, 5 of the 8 stories involve in-state schools, 4 about Georgia, 1 about Georgia Tech. We have arrived.
Yeah.
We have arrived.
There you go.
As we all know, you do not schedule weddings in the South during college football season. It's an unwritten rule that obviously some women are ignoring, so it now needs to be codified in state law. Unfortunately for Bama, 1055 Micah 07, it's too late for him. He posted on BamaOnline.com his predicament. Before anyone says anything, I know, no weddings during football season, but one of my employees has scheduled her wedding for 4:30 Saturday afternoon. Now, I have a number of options here. I can bring my iPad to watch the game at halftime at the wedding. I can fire the employee for scheduling a wedding during football season, or I can break up with my wife for forcing me to do this. And it gets worse. It is also a pirate-themed wedding.
Oh,
so not only am I going to be missing the second half of the Alabama-Tennessee game, I'm going to be dressed up as a pirate.
Hi, matey.
Send prayers, y'all.
Shiver me
Are you going to wear the puffy shirt?
Oh, yeah, the puffy shirt.
I'm not wearing that. No, you got to wear it.
You
I
promised.
her.
You said it on TV.
Police in Franklin, Tennessee, suburb of Nashville, responded yesterday afternoon to a call at the former Vanderbilt and NFL quarterback Jay Cutler rear-ended the driver in front of him. Cutler allegedly offered the driver $2,000 to not call the popo. Police say the 41-year-old QB had bloodshot eyes, slurring his words at the scene. He denied drinking any alcohol, but later admitted to imbibing just a little bit, just the tip. He refused the field sobriety test, had to have blood drawn at the hospital. The test still pending. Cutler had a rifle and a loaded Glock in his vehicle. So in addition to DUI first offense, Cutler charged with failure to exercise due care to avoid a collision and possession of a handgun under the influence. And I hate it when my handgun has too much to drink and ends up under the influence. So the police were doing their job there.
Yeah.
The Hawks fall in Oklahoma City 104-99. Kobe Buffkin poured in 31 points. The Hawks finished 1-3 on the preseason. They open the regular season here at home next Wednesday, October 23rd against the Nets. I'm sure you will be glued to your seat.
I won't miss it. I'm going to get that app for my watch.
And I'll tell you right now, Steve Holman is closing in on that record. All-time consecutive games called. I think Chick Hearn owned it with the Lakers.
Yeah.
And he's closing in on it.
Wow.
So
good for him. Good for him.
Yeah. The confused man pretending to be a woman to play women's volleyball has done it again. He spiked a ball so hard it smashed a player on the New Mexico team's face so hard it knocked her down and out of the game. Another easy win for San Jose State. And my question, how can you female teammates stand there and watch them keep hurting other women just because they're on the other team?
I don't get it. Why are they on the court? Why do they put up with this? Why do the parents? What about the people paying for the money for those kids to go to school?
Your mama not brought up right.
Jeez,
I'm telling you what, if that was my daughter and he did that, I'd be on the court. They'd be arresting me.
I would be in jail.
I'm sorry.
I would be in jail.
He's not a woman. You can perfectly deal with him. Act accordingly.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion.
I did it to a gym teacher once, a gymnastics teacher.
Female or man?
A man with my little daughter Sarah when she was about 7. And he abused her on the mat. It just was too rough a thing, and I attacked him, and they had... anyway, sorry. Yeah, we don't put up with that with our daughters.
That's okay. That's sports anyway. It's all yours.
Well, a quick question. We'll come back and talk about it later, but a quick question. That guy hits you in the fender and says, oh, my God, and you think maybe he's drunk, but he offers you $2,000. Do you take it? Or are you afraid he's going to hit somebody? Well, okay, in your car, $12,000. Let's say, okay, it would be, in other words, if he paid you what it would cost you.
I would take the $12,000, yeah.
Okay. Well, and
because it wouldn't cost $12,000.
Well, okay, but in other words, if you were driving a Ford, a 10-year-old Ford, and he came up and hit your bumper, and they said, "I'll give you $2,000 to just let this go," would you take the money, or would you be afraid as a public citizen that another drunk's on the road and still driving?
When that guy in the Chevy Silverado ran the light on Roswell Road a few years ago and tried to T-bone me, the front end, I had a little damage to my front right. They had to replace that front right panel and fix the wheel a little bit. Yeah. The front of his Chevy Silverado looked like it had hit a Panzer.
Really?
Tank from World War II.
Yeah,
I mean, it was totally demolished, the whole front of his truck.
Yeah, well, that's the difference, all right. 5:31, I got a bunch of sports things and 2 stories that I can talk about me with sports people. Oh, my God, this is going to be so much fun. Oh, sorry. And False Wall said I. 5:32, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Letterman Friday, how's it going? Look out, get out of here, you're killing me. Get out of here.
Protesters, the unrest is back. This has to be shut down completely.
Oh, the fun of it is that they're so dedicated to Hamas, they had to take 4 months off.
Yes, that's right.
Extra 106.3 FM and the Extra app.
Are you planning for your big day? Are you picking out the venue, the cake, the menu, the dress, the tux? And you can't forget about those wedding bands. Well, you're in luck because Wedding Band Weekend is back at Solomon Brothers Jewelers. October 25th through the 27th is the best time to save big on those wedding bands that you'll say I do with. During Wedding Band Weekend at Solomon Brothers Jewelers, when you buy her band, you get his for free. And to make your purchase even easier, we're offering 60 months interest-free financing on all of the top wedding band designers in the industry. That's 5 years to not worry about paying for those beautiful rings that symbolize your commitment. And remember, no matter the price, you'll find something nice. So come visit us October 25th through the 27th to shop for your wedding bands in Buckhead on Peachtree Road, Alpharetta Old Milton Parkway, and Sharpsburg on Highway 34 and Fisher Road, or online at SolomonBrothers.com.
Hey, it's Front Office Lowe's for Howard Brothers and Echo. Storm season can be unpredictable in Georgia, but with an Echo generator from Howard Brothers, you'll be ready for whatever comes your way. Echo generators provide reliable power when you need it the most. Don't wait for the storm to hit. Visit your local Howard Brothers today and get prepared with your own Echo generator. The grass is always greener when you take care of it with Echo and Howard Brothers.
Central Heating and Air Conditioning wants you to know the start of the new season is the perfect time to ensure your home's comfort for the fall and winter. Don't wait like most people do to have your HVAC system serviced. Your home should have maintenance twice a year. Maintenance helps keep your furnace running at peak efficiency and extends the life of your equipment. Turn to the experts for your system's maintenance at 770-GET-HEAT or centralheat.com. Central Heating and Air Conditioning can fix what ails your house and possibly your family with home ventilation and air quality products. Central has packages designed around health using variable speed, fresh air ventilation, air cleaners, air purifiers, dehumidifiers, and more. Carrier products, carrier warranty, and carrier peace of mind. Central Heating and Air Conditioning, your Atlanta carrier expert since 1947 and one of the few second-generation locally owned HVAC companies in Atlanta. Call 770-GET-HEAT or go to centralheat.com.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
What's up, Atlanta? It's Ben Burnett, host of the Weekend Ben Burnett Show. Each and every weekend, right here on XTRA 106.3, we unpack all the week's events. We talk about all the issues with a local Atlanta-based flavor. You can catch me each and every weekend, Saturdays at 2 and Sundays at noon. If you ever miss an episode, you can go to the podcast park or wherever you download all of your content, and I'll be right there. Thanks for listening to the Ben Burnett Show, proudly brought to you by Butler Snow.
It's fall, y'all. And no matter what your family has on the plate, Subaru of Gwinnett has the vehicle for you. If you're headed to a game, then tailgate in style in the all-new 2025 Subaru Forester. It holds everything you need for the tailgate and keeps the most precious cargo, your family, safe. Maybe you're just taking a ride up to the mountains to see the leaves or driving to spend time with the family. Wherever you're headed this fall, the 2025 Subaru Outback shares your spirit with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive and up to 32 miles per gallon. And we're proud to offer you so much more than a car buying experience. At Subaru of Gwinnett, we extend that saving to our amazing and reliable service department, where you'll get unmatched service and specials you'll love during our fall service event. Visit us on Satellite Boulevard in Duluth and let us show you how our family can take care of your family. Or start your shopping online at SubaruofGwinnett.com.
Love having a true conservative news and talk station in Atlanta? Then spread the word. Tell your family and friends to download the XTRA 106.3 app and stream The Morning Extra, The Kimmer Show, and Atlanta's biggest lineup of conservative voices.
There we go. I saw Al Green was a final wife thing during the Olympics. He was at the Olympic. What the hell was the name of that stage?
House of Blues.
House of Blues. Al Green there, and I just remembered this at the House of Blues Al Green concert. I was there on a final wife, and he was throwing roses from the stage, and I caught one by out leaping and fighting the other hands that were reaching for it. And I gave it to our little friend.
Were those other hands female hands?
I don't know. I wasn't losing
females.
no matter what. Anyway, Al Green on this day in 1974, Al Green was in his bathtub at his home in Memphis when an ex-girlfriend attacked him and poured scalding hot grits all over his back, and then took his gun and killed herself. Her death is what led him turning his back on pop music. That's what it says here. I didn't know that was a
religious,
thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Very religious.
1974. Holy cow. To the phones, take a priority. Happy Let It Rip Friday. Rick the Painter, you're on the radio, man. How's it going? What's up?
Hey, brother. Hey, Kimmer.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you for the flounder for taking my call and letting me come on the air. I just wanted to speak about the robot thing.
Yeah.
We were talking about the AI. You were talking about one of the female robots sitting next to you. What if your robot has a sex change? What would you call it?
I don't know. What would you call it?
A transformer.
A transformer, ladies and gentlemen. Rick the Painter, ladies and gentlemen. Boy, we could probably sponsor this because I don't know about you, but my cheeks are burning from just laughing from the
he gets
laughter.
a sponsor. Oh, okay. That's how it works.
So now we got Every Friday Susan.
Oh, my God. Every Friday Susan. I haven't talked to you in a while. Hey, baby, how's it going? It's great to have you on the radio. What's going on, sweetie?
Happy Friday. So I just wanted to chime in 2 things real quick. So I did do early voting on Tuesday.
Good.
And Kelly and I live in Morningside, so we went to the library right up by where Ponce City Market is on Ponce de Leon.
Yeah.
And from the time I checked in and showed my ID to the time I walked out, maybe 10 or 12 minutes.
Wow.
Which to me is a good sign. Granted, it's only one polling place in one day because this whole area is way liberal.
Yeah.
And then when I was listening to your show the other day, people from like Cherokee and Bartow County and all that, those people said the lines were wrapped around the building.
Yeah.
North Cobb, where it's big time conservative. So anyway, that was just my my one off as far as just my take on it. And then the other thing about the black men going towards Trump, everyone says it's the economy, and I do agree with that, but I really think it's because the Democrat Party has emasculated or tried to emasculate men, and black men and Hispanic men aren't going for that. It seems like the only group of men that go for it are the soy beta males that live in my neighborhood.
You know, Susan, I can't believe it. I have never, ever thought that the issue of black men not voting for Trump had anything to do with the economy. They don't going to take that crap from Tim, false Walsh, that little pansy sissy. Oh, my God. And the whole thing is just appalling. Black guys are, just the difference in the two candidates. How could anybody support her in terms of any kind of masculinity or manliness or bring up, the so-called toxic masculinity crap and stuff?
I mean, how many straight black men do you know run around like Dougie and say, I'm a feminist? I mean, it's the emasculation. They just are not going to take it. Granted, it's the economy and all that other stuff. And speak of the devil, as I was finishing my run last night, I was on the Beltline, and I had my phone, and I was listening to the Trump-Bloomberg interview, but I don't have earbuds, so I just had my phone, and it was just blasting as loud as I could blast it, and just to try to trigger the liberals. And this black dude runs past me, and he had earbuds in, but he could hear, because Trump's got that distinct voice. He goes, Trump. He put his thumbs up, and I said 100%. He said 100%, and he kept running.
I'll
Big
be
old
damned.
black dude. And I was like, well, there you go. There you go.
I love it. I thank you every Friday, Susan. Have a great weekend and be careful out there. Thank you so much for listening and being part of our team.
Always. Yeah.
Really,
Take care.
thanks, man. Appreciate it. And hi to your best friend, partner, and happy partner too, please. 541. Cameron Pete and Flounder, 404-741-12. Well, I'm not good. I remember when we met we met them the first time, and I don't want to, I don't know. Are they officially married? I forgot. I think I don't know whether it's wife or husband-wife type thing or official. And I didn't want to be, stupid. And of course, I'm being stupid because I'm talking about it right now like an idiot. I know. I'm sorry. No, I love her. I think, in fact, it was just so nice. When we kind of started getting together and she started calling the show, and it was just nice. It was a whole new thing. It opened up a whole new dialogue kind of thing,
A very diverse show here.
Yes, we are.
Very diverse.
A couple of quick sports things left over, Pete, if you don't mind, and then we're going to play a couple more sound bites before we run out of time. Let's see. This day, 1967, the American League granted permission for the A's to move to Oakland, California, and awarded new franchises to Kansas City and Seattle, 67. 1977, this day, Reggie Jackson was more than the straw that stirred the drink. He hit 3 home runs in one World Series game, tying Babe Ruth's record, the only 2 guys to do it.
I remember where I was to watch that, too. That was one of those games you remember where you were.
Where were you? What were you doing? You were a kid.
I was over my ex-brother-in-law's parents' house. We were all sitting in the basement watching the game.
Yeah. Reggie Jack, what a distinctive swing. And then when he hit one, he'd slam it down the bat down real fast and stuff. I mean, who ever forget Reggie Jackson?
Hot dog.
Yeah, doggies. Listen, I remember seeing this from a faraway place, 1968. Tommy Smith, John Carlos, Black Olympic stars raising the Black Power salute during the national anthem medal ceremony in Mexico City. The Olympic Committee suspended them from the team. 1950, Connie Mack made it official. He's retiring as manager of the Philadelphia Athletics after 50 seasons. Managing the 50. Let's see. Martina Navratilova, 68 today. I played tennis against her. I returned her serve in a ceremony in New Orleans, a little special sports outing.
Did you go pick it up when it stopped rolling and carry it back to her? Is that how you returned it?
I returned it. I've actually hit the serve back. Now, she was being nice to me. She could have killed me, but she did. And by the way, her serve curved about 20 feet. I mean, I couldn't believe it. But she was nice to let me, light enough where I could actually hit it. Anyway, it was kind of fun.
You're like Bob Uecker getting Phil Negro's knuckleball. You just wait till it stops rolling, pick it up.
And then go get it. And I got one more sports guy thing I can talk about, too. Mike Ditka. Mike Ditka, Hall of Fame type guy, 85 years old today. And one time when I was doing sports for a year, but the year when I was doing the Chicago Cubs and stuff, and I was also covering the Bears in Chicago, we went up at Lake Forest Training Center, and Mike Ditka had some of the badages. He lost a game. It was a horrible thing. He's pissed off and ticked off. I'm sorry, bad word. Screaming and yelling. And he's in the news conference, and the reporters who do this for a living. I was just a guy filling in as a sports guy, and the guys are ripping him about, well, how come this thing? You didn't have the so and so. And he said, listen, if that's all you want to talk about, that's the end of this news conference. I'm not putting up with this kind of crap from you people. Total silence. Nobody knew what to do. So Ditka starts to move a little bit as though he's going to leave, and so I said, hey, coach, how about that defense? And I said it just like that. I swear to God. The whole room erupted in laughter. I mean, and Ditka said, yeah, that's better. That's what I'm talking about. I swear to God. It was one of the funniest things I've ever done in my life. Mike Ditka, I mean, he was going to take somebody's head off, and I go, hey, coach, how about that defense? I mean, just like a clown. And they all started going nuts. And anyway, that was kind of funny. Mike Ditka's 85 years old.
Is that before or after he touched your butt?
No, that was Walter Payton. Tickled my fanny.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was Lee Smith. It was Lee Smith of the Chicago Cubs who tried to knock me over while I'm doing an interview. And he walked by, too. Yeah. Anyway, 5:45 already. Holy
quick,
crap.
we got Steve on the horn. He wanted to talk about our regulars.
Steve, you're on the radio. Thanks for calling. What's up, man? What do you think?
Hey, man, I try to call you guys at least once a week, and I kind of feel like I need a title, and like I've been sending Pete emails giving him suggestions for program material.
Did you just send me the Al Roker thing?
No, I didn't send you that one, but I send you something about once a week, so I kind of feel left out. I kind of like.
Well, let's come up with a title. What's your favorite title? What do you think? What's that?
ADD Steve. How about that?
ADD Steve. I like it.
ADD.
Well, you're the one who picked it. I'm not calling you ADD. No, that's your thing.
Not ADHD.
ADHD Steve.
Everybody says I got ADD.
ADD. All right, ADD Steve. From now on, that's how you identify yourself when you call it. 5:46. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder wrapping up here. A couple of funny things from the last night dinner and whatever. Oh, and the sex girl. Some good news for ladies and the guys, too. Everybody wins on this one. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Next, look out there.
This election is the biggest of our lifetime. So Extra 106.3 is rolling it out with a huge broadcast for live coverage of the presidential election. Tuesday the 5th, we're live and commercial-free all night long. It starts with the Kimmer Show, followed by a huge live broadcast with the entire Extra staff. And it's not only on the air, but also streaming live on YouTube. Plus, we'll be taking your calls and comments live on the air all night, bringing you the results as they happen and breaking it all down with Neil Boortz, Janelle and Calvin King, Joey Jones, and so many others.
You can trust Extra 106.3 to be the voice you need right now.
The best election night conversation and your calls all night until a winner is declared. All live on the Extra 106.3 app, streaming live on YouTube and over the air on the conservative voice of Atlanta. Extra 106.3 FM.
Lee Brandt Jewelry and Watch Company, where quality and value make the difference. Locally owned and located in Sandy Springs, offering you the finest selection of unique diamonds, sapphires, rubies, and emerald jewelry, as well as other fine gemstones. Lee Brandt Jewelry and Watches has been servicing Rolex watches for over 30 years, and their Rolex-trained watchmaker will service your watch in their state-of-the-art Rolex service center in their store. Lee Brandt uses only genuine Rolex parts, and their estimates are free. Drop by Lee Brandt in the Trader Joe's Shopping Center in Sandy Springs or visit LeeBrandt.com.
You may know that ATL Turf Co. has become a leader in artificial grass design and installation services, but you may not know that ATL Turf Co. is a large artificial grass distributor. We only sell U.S.-made, premium name brand turf at factory direct pricing below wholesale. And now we're open to the public with large inventories of lawn and landscape, putting green, athletic, and pet turf on sale. Plus, all remnants are on sale for only $1 per square foot, direct from Dalton to our warehouse in Kennesaw. Visit atlturfco.com to learn more. ATLturfco.com.
Hurricane Helene, a chemical plant fire, port strikes, Iranian attacks. These recent events remind us how critical it is to be prepared. While panic buying has led to shortages of some products, True Prep still has inventory on hand, with more arriving soon. Don't wait until disaster strikes. Prepare today for a worry-free tomorrow. And if you're unsure where to start, True Prep's knowledgeable staff is here to assist. Visit True Prep in Marietta on Cobb Parkway or online at trueprep.com. That's TRUprep.com.
Hi, this is Bruce Hagen. And this is Matt Hagen. And at Hagen Law, family matters. We're not just lawyers. We're a father and son team committed to providing personalized legal representation for our clients. And it's important to me that we are a family-run business. If you've been in an accident or injured, make us your first call. We treat every case with the care and attention it deserves. With over 50 years experience of helping people, we are here to guide you every step of the way through your personal injury case. Hagen Law is a family firm where family matters, and we're going to treat you like your family. You can find everything you need to know at Hagen-Law.com.
The end of the year is closing in, and with it, another tax year comes to an end. As you prepare to file your taxes, consider the efficiency of your tax strategy. Have you maximized your IRA and Roth contributions? Do you have an RMD strategy in place? Are you making moves now to maximize your future tax-free income? Not only is the year-end fast approaching, but the 2017 tax cuts sunset at the end of 2025, placing many Americans in a higher tax bracket. Don't just report your taxes, plan for them. Contact Master Plan Retirement Consultants now to create a retirement plan specifically designed for you. Visit masterplanretire.com to schedule your complimentary consultation where we can illustrate your retirement outlook and create a plan together for your future. Master Plan Retirement Consultants. Plan well and prosper.
Advisory services offered through Master Plan Retirement Consultants, Inc., a registered investment advisory in the state of Georgia. Insurance, tax, and commodity services offered through Fricks & Associates, Inc., DBA Master Plan Retirement Consultants. The aforementioned are affiliated companies.
We're all back to busy schedules this time of year, school, work, everything else that's coming up. Hey, the holidays are around the corner. Don't let car trouble add to the stress of your day. Before you start putting all of those miles on your car, CarShield, America's most trusted vehicle protection company, wants you to consider one of their plans. Now, they provide plans for owners of new cars, high-mileage vehicles, or vehicles with expired manufacturing warranties. A broken AC unit can cost you up to $3,000. A broken water pump, $1,400. Are you prepared to pay out of pocket for repairs in this economy? CarShield doesn't just offer affordable repairs, they also provide jobs for 1,300 Americans. And they're here 24/7, keeping you safe on the road. Call CarShield today. Get your free quote and 20% off at 800-227-6100. As we head into the holiday season, save yourself from major repairs. Get a free quote and save 20% now at carshield.com/Beck. 800-227-6100. 800-227-6100. carshield.com/Beck. Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at carshield.com.
When it comes to protecting your assets and ensuring peace of mind, trust the expertise of Nelson Elder Care Law. Our Absolute Protection Trust is designed to provide unparalleled asset protection. Visit NelsonElderCareLaw.com to discover how our specialized services can safeguard your family's future and assets, offering you the assurance you deserve. NelsonElderCareLaw.com.
The Extra 106.3 app is your live connection to the station, streaming free across Georgia. But it's also loaded with all our original shows and podcasts. Listen to exclusive shows from Janelle King, Ben Burnett, and so many more. Grab the Extra 106.3 app now and start streaming.
the down. Oh, you do it. You tricked me. I like it. The Beatles. No. You got to try. Well, we got double whammy here. Closing on our musical hour.
That's twice I've done that to you in the past week.
I don't care. I knew it. I recognized the Beatles. The last time I had no idea who the hell it was. This is Jimi Hendrix, 1966. The Jimi Hendrix Experience played their first gig as a band. They were supporting French pop star Johnny Hallyday at the Paris Olympia in France. Jimi Hendrix's first gig as a band, 1966 in Paris. Holy cow. Birthdays quickly. Pam Dauber, Mindy on Mork and Mindy. She's married to NCIS star Mark Harmon. Pam Dauber is 73. Wynton Marsalis, the music guy, 63. And you may know the name Frida Pinto. She's that hot-looking slumdog millionaire chick. She's 40, played Caroline in Rise of the Planet of the Apes, a stripper in the Bruno Mars Gorilla video. Yep. She's in the Netflix Mowali movie, and she's apparently kind of not. I think I saw her part of it in the Slumdog movie. Frida's 40.
She's good looking.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, sir. Let's see. Oh, that's kind of. Oh, let me remind you. So you want to say something, Pete?
We have a score.
Oh, what do you got?
We have a score. The Mets are leading 3-1 in the bottom of the second. A must-win for the Mets.
Yeah, they're down 3 games to 1. It's best of 7, which would mean 4. So, right, isn't it 4 games wins, right? Let's see, 5 or 7. No, well, it used to be the best of 5.
That Arizona State education really came through for you.
I graduated, sir, with honors in the top 5% of my class and did 4 years of college in 2 years and worked 7 days a week full-time, too, and still graduated in the top 5% of my class, and I've got the certificate to prove it. Anyway, did 4 years of college in 2 years. Went to summer school. I went to night school year-round, working 7 days a week. At Cool Television and Radio, owned by Gene Autry. Thank you. And married at the time, by the way. And still taking care of a wife. Thank you, by God. All right, here we go. The Heritage Golf Links. I played there a million times. Nice in Tucker. Heritage Golf Links on Friday, November 8th. It's our final tournament of the year, the Veterans Day Golf Classic. 106.3 and 680 The Fan. Veterans Day Golf Classic, benefiting the Warrior Alliance. Friday, November 8th, Heritage Golf Links in Tucker. We'll be giving away goodie bags of long sleeve, zip up, real tree, golfers type things, pre-round lunch from First Watch, boxed lunches from Henry's O'Ree's Bakery and Deli, Corona and Tito's beverage stations, Tito's Handmade Vodka, Georgia Power is one of our sponsors, Harrah's Cherokee Casino and Resorts, Hennessy Ford, First Watch, Window Traditions, Fire Safety and Protection, and the Long Drink, just some of our sponsors. And if we have openings, get in on this. They go. What do they go to? Let's see. We go to. What does it say to go to? It doesn't say where to go to. Well, I don't know where to go to look. Anyway, go to XTRA106.3.com. Yeah, or 680 The Fan or something. They'll figure it out for you. Anyway, it's a golf tournament Friday, and I'll be there, Pete. So we'll be all there. We'll be playing. Flounder and Veronica will be playing.
We'll be there.
We'll be there. Okay. Let's see. 5:56. Real quickly, we're gonna play cut number 7 here at Carmela's rally last night in Milwaukee. Somebody made the mistake of admitting that they were a Christian by shouting. It's going to be hard for you to hear, but you'll know when they did it when you hear this in a second. Somebody shouted out, "Jesus is Lord." And here's Vice President Jew Hader's reply, number 7.
With the intention that they would undo the protections of Roe v. Wade, and they did as he intended. Oh, you guys are at the wrong rally.
They shouted out, "Jesus is Lord," and she said, "Oh, you guys are at the wrong rally." Yeah, because it involves Christianity.
Yeah. She's bragging about abortion.
God.
Yeah, she was bragging about abortion, and they say Jesus is Lord. It's like, you're at the wrong rally, you Christians. Get the hell out of here.
Oh, my God. I mean... And you know, the thing is, it's not going to make a difference. The Trump haters are still going to vote for her. They don't care what track we're taking. 5:57. Do we have time to play the cut number 5 of the Donald Trump montage of his 5 favorite jokes? It's fairly short, I think. Do we have time? We got a minute or so? Here's Donald Trump from last night.
I used to think the Democrats were crazy for saying that men have periods, but then I met Tim Walz. Well, I'd better wrap up because Mayor Adams told me earlier that I needed to make this one very quick, especially The city has reserved this room for a large group of illegal aliens coming in from Texas. There's a group called White Dudes for Harris. Have you seen this? White Dudes for Harris. Anybody know? Are some of you here? White Dudes for Harris? Doesn't sound like it. But I'm not worried about them at all because their wives and their wives' lovers are all voting for me. A major issue in this race is child care, and Kamala has put forward a concept of a plan. A lot of people don't like it. The only piece of advice I would have for her in the event that she wins would be not to let her husband, Doug, anywhere near the nannies. Just keep him away.
That's cold.
That's a nasty one. Chuck Schumer is here looking very glum. Does he look glum? He looks glum. But look on the bright side, Chuck, considering how woke your party has become. If Kamala loses, you still have a chance to become the first woman president.
Donald Trump right here, 558. And one more shout out to Nucky's Hoagies and Flounder's Funnies here with a Kipperpeen Flounder.
I am a liberal. I don't like it. It's not fun. We all know that. It's not fun. It's a full-time job. Conservatives, that must be so easy. You're not learning any pronouns. You're leaving your air conditioning on. You're throwing all your garbage in one hole. I'm out here. I'm like, did the compost go out? Is the compost out? How are the refugees? Are the refugees all right? What's the air quality index today? I remember last year in New York, January 15th, it was 75 degrees. And all of us New Yorkers, all of us liberal New Yorkers, we had to go outside and pretend that was bad. We had to go out on a beautiful January day and be like, this sucks, right? Climate change. I'm in a t-shirt. This is awful. Conservatives are like, wow, what a beautiful 75-degree Martin Luther King Day. I wasn't going to celebrate, but now I am.
Who's that, Flounder?
It's Mr. Andy Haynes.
All right. Pete and Flounder, have a great weekend, boys. Holy Kipper, gotta go. You're killing me. Christine, sing me home, baby. Hoorah, hoorah. Be back, buddy. Look out. Herb and Herb.
Start your day the right way with Tug, Rhino, and Los on the Morning Extra. Every morning from 6 to 10 a.m. on WFOM Marietta, Extra 106.3.